He captured imagination of people all around the globe. His name is Sasquatch. There were some scientists trying to figure out the Sasquatch. His legend's ancient in the Indian tribe, Apache tribe.
I'm just gonna go live. I'm tired of playing with this. Hello. Hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome to another installment of Cryptic Corner. I guess this is a Cryptic Corner special, if you will. And yes, please let me know if I can be heard, because... Okay, yeah, I can be heard. I can see it. I'm so glad that that some folks at least were able to pop in and hang out this morning. This was this was kind of impromptu. I saw that Ember's thing kind of fizzled out. Like she didn't really have like it started to go and then it didn't. I don't know what happened there, but I wanted to make sure that people had some place to get together today if they don't have any family. If they're if they find themselves maybe not feeling in the holiday spirit, maybe we can provide some kind of alternative for people to do. Hello, Ben. I see Ben. I see Jer. I see Logan. I see Kyle. Good morning, friends. Or good afternoon, I guess, if you're on the East Coast. Oh, and we're already getting super chats, or not super chats, gift memberships. Gift memberships rolling in. Woo, woo. All right, we got Drusilla, Cosmic Kyle, Equus, A Goddess, Sumami, Detroit Atheist Queen, Bryce Vining, Left-Handed Jedi, Tilting Windmill, Sapphire, and oh, hey, there's the goddess now. Hello. How do you feel about Sasquatch? Yeah, I don't usually go live on Thursdays, but it's a holiday, so I usually do some kind of holiday specials at some point. I missed Halloween this year, but we were moving, so hell yeah, look at this Sasquatch stomping all over the side chat. I love it. You love to see it. That's what we're about here at the Hive. Absolutely. And today is Squatchgiving, and we're gonna watch some Sasquatch stuff. It's gonna be a good time. I didn't set up too many like intermissions or anything today, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. He's sassy and I like it. Yeah, Sasquatch. He's a top dog or top Squatch. Squatch is the Squatch, the king of the Squatch. Can you even see my little? Maybe you can if I swing and then dip out of the way. I got my jellyfish still back there, but you can't ever see them. I stopped turning them on, but I'm like, you know what? I love my jellyfish. I'm gonna keep turning them on anyway. They're like way back there because they really fit the vibe. And like, if you look at my wall, there's jellyfish tapestry. You can't see this one, but there's a jellyfish tapestry that glows over here too. Actually, you know what? What if I turn you guys around so you can see it? Yeah. This one was a gift from Ben, actually. Whoa. No. Is that high and low enough? Is that low enough where you can see a little skin? I'm not like dressed up or anything. I wore this sweater and some sweatpants to walk the dog this morning. When I got back, I was roasting. So I took off my sweatpants. Now I'm wearing just some shorts and my sweater. It was pretty chilly out, but then the sun was out, and then we ran. I actually ran for the first time in forever. Months and months since I've ran anywhere. Henry was so excited that I was running, though. Yeah. You're supposed to be cleaning. What are you supposed to clean right now? You don't clean on Thanksgiving Day. You eat and you put on stretchy pants. And then you eat some more. And you shove your face in a pie. Sometimes. Anyhow. But what does Sasquatch eat for Thanksgiving? Let's do a poll. We're going to do a poll. I want you all to drop things in the side chat if you think that you know what Sasquatch eats. So, obviously the top choice is going to be like turkey, right? Like the basic. Let's be basic. And then, let's see, we got Puzzy Pie. So, yeah, we'll put pie. And, in order to not get, like, the authorities brought down on our heads. Mean bean casserole. I love it. Add option. I think we got room for one more. Mean bean casserole. That sounds very upper Midwestern. What else we got? One more. Come on. One more. Who's got an idea? Shout it out. Anything. Any kind of food. We're going to put it on the poll. We're going to put the Sasquatch Thanksgiving feast on the poll. Right? Like this pose right here is going to be enough for the monitor without me talking about Puzzy Pie. Come on, Ben, Kyle, Bugbot, any of y'all got anything? Got any suggestions on what we could put on the menu? I'm going to scroll back up and see what you guys are talking about making. Yammers. Okay, yammers it is. Yammers it is. All right. Now, you guys get to vote. You only get one vote per account, though, so. Mean Bean Casserole gets my vote. If I could vote, that'd be my vote. I just like that name. While the polls are going, though, let me show you what we're talking about today. We're going to switch over to CrypticCorner. All right. I guess I need to chromify it. Let's see. Squatchgiving special. No, that's going to drop us into the Mirrorverse. We want this. There we go. We almost fell into the Mirrorverse there. Did you see it? It was pretty intense. Is that spooky I see? Hey, babe. Good to see you, friend. All right. Okay, get that out of my way over here. Hi. So, this is it's a channel. I don't know if I covered like one of their videos at one point in time, but the guy who runs the channel is pretty intense. Like, he's like, no, Sasquatch is real, and here's why. And it's like, it's not a skeptical point of view on the whole phenomena, right? It's like a very matter of fact, this is genuine take on it. So we got that we're gonna go through. His newest video, which is paranormal Bigfoot proof. It's a half-an-hour video. I don't know how many of these we're gonna get through. That one's not supposed to be there. But we're gonna do this one that just dropped today. After that, so we're gonna do Cabin in the Woods, and then we're gonna do Maximum Fear. And after that, if we have time and I'm still feeling like it, we're gonna learn to play Sasquatch by Tenacious D together on my guitar, right? So that's gonna be the order of operation. Cabin in the Woods, paranormal Bigfoot, Maximum Fear, real Bigfoot videos that are not AI, and then Medium, this most terrifying thing. I don't know. I don't know if we'll cover it or not, if we'll get to that or not, but definitely going to be doing the wrapping up with learning the Tenacious D song on the guitar. Okay, so if you like the guitar stuff, you're gonna want to stick around for this. Yeah, that's what that intro song was supposed to be, but it got all messed up, and I just did it this morning, so I'm kind of annoyed at it. We might try to listen to it again all the way through, and then I'll try to play it. I kind of wish I had a ukulele, because this song's asking to be played on a ukulele. But let's dive right in. Cabin in the Woods is, like I said, he's pretty intense. He's a channel that's almost exclusively Sasquatch stuff at this point, right? Look at that. Almost exclusively 100% Sasquatch stuff. If you go back far enough, he does some like just normal homesteading type content, right? The homesteading channel to Bigfoot pipeline is real. We've explored multiple channels at this point that have gone from homesteading channel to monster hunter channel, like in just a matter of months, right? Like, you get back here, we're doing all this homesteading stuff, it's getting like, basic homesteading stuff reviews by about 1,000, or views about 1,000. Some of them are, depending on the videos, a few hundred to a few thousand, with some of them really breaking out, but for the most part, pretty standard stuff. And then he gets up into doing the Bigfoot stuff up here, and all of a sudden you got 94K views. I think this is the video that tipped him over the edge that that Bigfoot content was going to be the future of his channel, right? This is the video that tipped him over the edge. A Bigfoot threw a rock at my daughter. Later I saw him. And after that, 94K. Then his videos just were constantly in the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands. I mean, even the ones that are in the tens of thousands, you're looking at 30K views. So this is a very real pipeline to say, hey, if I make Bigfoot content, the channel's gonna take off, and take off it does. Look at this. I think that's the lowest viewed video I've seen on here since we started doing the Sasquatch stuff. It's at just under 10K, right? That's the lowest I've seen. Most of them are in the 300K, 400K area. And growing. Right? His last 5-6 videos, let's say his last 5 videos have all surpassed 100K views. Yeah, because this one didn't. But regardless, the one we're watching today, though, is the supernatural one. Because I like when people try to make Bigfoot supernatural. All right. Let me know about the audio too. Oh, gotta unmute that, derp. I don't even know why that was muted. All right, there we go.
I'm about to show you why there's a whole lot more to Bigfoot.
Maybe not. Is it coming through? Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, let me see here. Properties. Why are you set to that? You're supposed to be set to that. All right.
The simple undiscovered ape. I never thought I'd... I'm
So-
about to show you why there's a whole lot more to Bigfoot than a simple undiscovered ape. I never thought I'd say this, but I've reached the reluctant conclusion that the paranormal side of Sasquatch can't be ignored. And there's definitely something to it.
What the heck is that? Did you see that? What the heck is it? There's something taken off right there. Did you see that?
But the craziest part, for me at least, my own encounter back in September 2024, the one where I recorded a deep growl echoing through the forest at night. Well, it turns out it might
Oh,
not
damn, now
just
there's
have been
echo.
sound that I filmed that night. See,
Bitch,
a
I
year
cannot
later,
win.
While scrubbing through that same footage, frame by
I
frame,
reset all my-
I caught something on video that I totally missed in person.
Sounds
A
spooky.
brief flash of reddish light, and it was coming from the
that
exact
better, though?
direction that the sound had come from. It was so fast that you totally miss it unless you were looking for it. And I definitely
cannot
was
win.
not. That flash shouldn't have been there. No headlights, no
All right.
camera glitch.
Sounds like I got
no
it
light
under
source.
Sounds like I got the audio under control. Like I said, after I went and tried to do the double or the dual streaming thing, it maybe reset all my audio features. But now it's every time I come in, they're like set back to the to the dual setting. Even though I'm not, I've kind of like put that on the back burner for now, doing the dual stream.
That I could see of any kind, and yet there the flash was, plain as day in the footage. And when I lined it up with the audio waveforms of the growl I captured that night, the sound and the
I'm gonna restart this though because I didn't catch
that the
anything you were saying.
paranormal side of Sasquatch can't be ignored, and there's definitely something to it.
What the heck was that? Did you see that?
Sam's been checking it out.
What the heck is it? There's something taken off right there. Did you see that?
But the
Looks like a squirrel to me, right?
craziest part, for me at least, my own encounter back in September 2024, the one where I recorded a deep growl echoing through the forest at night. Well, it turns out it might not just have been sound that I filmed that night. See, a year later, while scrubbing through that same footage, frame by frame, I caught something on video that I totally missed in person. A brief flash of reddish light, and it was coming from the exact direction that the sound had come from. It was so fast that...
It looks like maybe headlights of someone turning. Like, or maybe even someone just turning the light on and turning it off somewhere off in that direction. To me, it doesn't look like anything supernatural. I don't know where, or even potentially lightning.
You totally miss it unless you were looking for it. And I definitely was not. That flash shouldn't have been there. No headlights, no camera glitch, no light source that I could see of any kind. And
You
yet,
didn't notice it, so how would you know if there was a light source? If it was just somebody on a road off in the distance, turning around a corner, right? Going around a bend, then, and you didn't notice it visually when you were there, and that camera may be more sensitive than your eyes, I don't know, but your own incredulity is not a very good measuring tool for me. I like data.
There the flash was, plain as day in the footage. And when I lined it up with the audio waveforms of the growl I captured that night, the sound and the light hit the exact same frames. Okay, guys, I'm getting out of here.
That kind of sounded like a bear. To me, it sounded like a bear. I can do that sound. I'm a pretty good Sasquatch impersonator. Let me loosen my throat up. We actually did, when I was doing my music stuff, I did a song called Rogue Sasquatch, and I also I pre-recorded the Sasquatch growls that go with the song. Maybe I'll play that one for you too when we get to guitar time at the end of the show. What do you all think? Should I play some Rogue Sasquatch for you? Rogue Sasquatch.
Now, I'm not saying that Bigfoot shot a laser beam or teleported out of the woods, but I am saying that something happened, and I, for one, can't explain it. And honestly, it's eerily similar to what hundreds of other people from all walks of life have described about their Sasquatch encounters.
And
Really?
along with the Sasquatch, there were orbs above their heads and around them.
Balls of light hovering around the house.
Bright orange lights over the water.
2 different separate glowing lights.
That's the Survivor Man. Survivor Man saw Bigfoot. It must be real.
But before
Even though he's like in cahoots with Todd Standing. Do we still have the Todd Standing video? Let me see. It should be in the... Was it in the outro clips, I guess? Give me just a second. No, we're not doing seal time. But, yeah, we do have Todd here. So, about Todd. Jane is so fake. So is Blinky though. Blinky's super fake. I'm gonna smoke to that. Here, this one goes out to my homie Aunt Jur.
Talk to you more about my footage and what I think it might actually mean, let's step back for just a second. If you've ever thought of Bigfoot as simply an undiscovered ape, I'm about to show you why that explanation alone doesn't cover it. Guys, if you like my stuff, please subscribe to Cabin in the Woods. It helps make these videos successful so that I can keep making them. We're going to take...
It's a spook squatch. They gotta have magical ghost powers too. Of course, spook in the U.S. has like racial. That I do not intend when I say that. I think the description of a ghost is a spook. But yeah, it does have its problematic roots. But since we have spooky bed here, I had to say that. The Sasquatch, the supernatural Sasquatch, is what happens when you cross spooky bed hair with a Sasquatch.
A long, hard look at some solid, down-to-earth Bigfoot witnesses, some of whom know the wilderness better than almost anyone, and who have seen things they can't explain.
And I'll look you right in the eye, I'll tell you, whatever goes on in these woods, don't take it for what you can see.
And never follow the whistling. You never follow the whistling off into them trees. Because if you do, you might not come back. Listen to your pa, listen to your ma, and don't you go wandering in them hollers. I there was a point in time, because when I first started my channel, I did a completely different character. I wore I had a straw cowboy hat, and I talk like that. Well, I talk like that except for masculine. And it was the creepy crawly guy. And that's what I do when I go to schools and talk to the kids too, is I'd use that deep southern accent, and it would like put the kids at kind of ease to like handle the bugs and stuff, because I'm this silly southern woman with a cowboy hat on, and they thought it was obviously this person's going to be like my friend, so they ain't going to let nothing hurt me. So I actually thought about doing the whole channel that way. If you look back at the very first videos, I don't know if they're still available or not. They're the ones when I'm holding the bugs and stuff, and you can, it's just mostly just my hands and the different creatures I have. And if you go back and look at those, I'm talking like that. Because, like I said, it puts people on ease. I'm from Missouri, so this is the way people talk there anyway. I've trained myself to not talk like this. This would be how, like, my natural accent would come out if I hadn't worked to make myself sound more neutral. Anyway, yeah.
Because there's a lot more to what you can't see.
Let's quickly define exactly what I mean by paranormal Bigfoot, aka the woo-woo, defining the phenomenon. I'm not talking about ghosts in white sheets or Hollywood special effects here. I'm talking about the weird side.
I want to talk ghosts in white sheets and Hollywood special effects, but I'm still here talking about this.
Of Bigfoot, the side that, frankly, no one wants to touch because it sounds so impossible. Until it happens to you, that is.
Yeah,
things like
no human can move like that.
Floating through the trees moments before a Sasquatch.
No human can step down from a stump onto the turf of a ridge line like that. It has to be a squatch.
Or a creature that seems to vanish mid-stride in a flash of light, like it just stepped out of reality or something.
Show me.
Or that super strange mind
that was just somebody squatting, and maybe they were taking a dump. I'm not sure, but like this video, like here's the figure, right? It's just somebody leaned over doing something.
It just stepped out of reality or something.
In the shadow, in the shade. That's like the if you're hot and you're hiking and you get up to a shady cliff like that, you're gonna put your bag down. You're gonna dig around, get a bottle of water out of there, and take a big drink. I know, because I used to hike a lot. I don't hike as much anymore. Who's your buddy? I don't see a suggestion from you for Squatch meals. Oh no. Sorry, but Squatch has probably never seen a yam. Those are indigenous to North America. Oh my goodness. That's probably true. They're from South America. I think they're pretty naturalized in most areas, in most states in the United States. I wouldn't think that there's any states where there's probably not, where you wouldn't be able to find some naturalized yam, or sweet potatoes, not yams, obviously, but nobody thinks that that Sasquatch is eating Ryan's pie. Poor Ryan. I'm sorry about no one eating your pie. No big old Bigfoot eating that pie. Every girl deserves to have her pie eaten by a Bigfoot, and I'm sorry this happened to you.
Strange mind speak phenomenon that witnesses encounter, where they
mind speak. Oh my gosh, I want to mind speak with a Sasquatch.
Hear a
That's
voice, not with their ears, but inside their heads. Some witnesses talk about heat distortion with the...
Come into my head, Squatch. Come in here. There's plenty of room. We'll save you a seat. There's a few of us hanging out here, but you definitely feel free to make yourself at home. We're not using a lot of the space for a lot right now. Most of it is quarantined off.
air bending around objects or around unseen beings, predator style.
Sasquatch is going predator mode. Ah! Psychic Squatch goes full stealth. Yes, I love it. Bends the light. Is the Sasquatch like it's like Sue Storm, like the Invisible Woman, right? Chris Angel mind speak. I remember the song for that show was badass. It was made by Godsmack, the Mind Freak song. I love that jam. I liked a lot of Godsmack though. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel. I better not sing too much of it. The other night I sang Hurt by Johnny Cash live on the stream, and I got like a copyright claim on it. It's like, hey, you can't sing this song on stream. It's a Johnny Cash cover of a 9 Inch Nails song, which is, yeah. Hey, Jess. Hope you're doing well. We've had a silly time so far. We're hunting Bigfoot. This is how we're spending our Thanksgiving.
Others say electronics suddenly malfunction. Batteries instantly drain, or most
electrokinetic Sasquatch that can bend light and use psychic powers and apparently create bursts of light. So I have like a pseudo comic book that I conceptualized called Patty Gimlin. It's supposed to be like the Patterson Gimlin Sasquatch, the one that was caught on camera, and she goes on different misadventures. Actually, maybe I'll show you all what she looks like. Hold on. Let me close all my messages and we're gonna search. Yeah, here we go. Is that the best picture? Maybe. I'm finding a good one. Hold on. Some of them are shitty and some of them are decent. I teased the AI into making them. Yeah, that's probably the best one. That's probably the best one. And like, she'll go on adventures, right? And fight bad guys or whatever. But it gave her big old cans. Made her pretty stacked. Seeing if there's any other ones that look better than that one. That one looks kind of shitty. But AI makes shitty stuff anyway, but I was just using it to conceptualize the character. But, like, we can give her all sorts of cool powers now, because we know from Cabin in the Woods that Sasquatch can bend light, and they're psychic, and they create orbs, flashes of light. They can speak to you in your mind. What was the last thing you said they could do?
Frighteningly, they malfunction batteries.
Malfunction electronics, which is why I'm going to turn the closed caption on too, which is why you can't get a good picture of her, because she blurs your camera, right? Patty the Batty, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm making her. She's got to be hot. She's got to be serving, right? She got to have her locks in place. And yeah, her freaking big. A lot of the ones that it made gave her nipples too. It made her like stacked, but it gave her nipples, which I couldn't bring on camera. Patty Gimlin has orbs for real, for real.
Instantly drain, or most frighteningly, they feel a vibration in their chests just before something appears. Now, let me be clear. If it were just one or two...
If Patty the Batty showed up, I'd be feeling a vibration in my chest, too. I'll tell you that right now.
Nutcase people saying this sort of thing, I'd shrug it off. And honestly, I've shrugged it off for a long time. But the uncomfortable truth, it's not just one or two people.
We'd see these white lights out there, and we just had no idea what they were.
I've seen orbs in the woods, little yellow lights that just bounce around together.
This is interesting.
These same details, lights,
that's definitely
energy,
someone walking around with a lantern or
speak, they come up again and
flashlight.
again in hundreds of independent reports
Or
across decades and...
Or as spookies people call it, a torch. Yeah. In the old world, on that island in the old world, they still call it a torch. Well, of course you're not celebrating Thanksgiving. You all have a big Thanksgiving-style feast every Sunday over there, don't ya?
continents, often from people who have never met each other and who don't even believe in the paranormal themselves, at least until this happens.
Like, I don't believe in ghosts, but what I saw was a ghost. It was something. I wasn't sad.
Ted Nugent saw a ghost.
I wasn't afraid. I wasn't anything, but I could not stop crying.
And that right there is what got me asking the question that ended up changing things for me. If so many people are describing the same impossible things, are we really sure that they're impossible?
Did you wander off into the forest with a torch and find yourself a ghost? Is the forest haunted? Are there monsters lurking around every corner? We're going to slow down and we're going to enhance the video. Stay tuned.
Okay, guys, I'm getting out of here. My Vancouver Island encounter.
You double down. You run into that Bigfoot's arms. If I hear that, I'm there. You're real. I want to hold you. Come to me. Fun fact. Kermode Bigfoot actually glow in the dark. Damn, Secular Dave, that's amazing. Thank you for the fun fact. They also produce magic orbs.
So back to the weird phenomenon I got on video. Back in September 2024, my wife and daughter and I were vacationing on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, on Canada's west coast. It was honestly just supposed to be a fun family trip. Beaches, hiking, just unplugging for a bit. I won't go into all the details here. I've done that in...
Do I sound like I'm like from like the sticks, like I'm from the middle of nowhere? Honestly, I just don't know a lot of the I have not worked on a British accent in any capacity. If I do an Irish accent, I sound like I'm talking like a leprechaun. So like accents are not outside of America, my ability to do accents are kind of hit and miss. And sometimes I feel like it comes across as racist to do an accent. Like you would never catch me doing like a Native American accent or an African accent or a Chinese accent or something like that. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just kind of cringy to do that. But, when I'm doing the accent of my ancestors or from my ancestral homeland and the British Isles and Germany and stuff, I feel less cringy about doing it. No, we're not doing Holy Spirit, Bugbot. Hold on. I take that off there because we are not, there's no Holy Spirit today. Although Thanksgiving might have been a good day to do a Holy Spirit's about the first Thanksgiving. That might have been fun. Boom, boom. Yeah, we'll just turn that one off. All right.
Other videos, but basically things started getting weird for me when a pebble was thrown with incredible velocity at my daughter while we were on this remote forested beach from a cliff-top patch of woods where no person could have been. That same night, I took a walk.
And it set off your whole channel. This is how things completely popped off for you, bub.
Alone in those same woods. I know, probably not my best idea, but curiosity has always been a bad habit of mine.
A posh southerner? I don't sound like a posh southerner when I do a American southern accent, though. I sound like a very backwoods kind of gal. Raised up in the holler, down off the creek. That's where I spent my time. Right there splashing in the creek. Exploring the caves. Making my mama worry. Don't you doubt for a second my mama was out waiting for me.
We'd actually even been warned about these particular woods. The locals told us, if you take a walk in there, keep your wits about you. So, of course, I took a walk in there. Naturally, I was very curious about that cryptic warning we'd gotten, so I brought my iPhone with me and I was filming randomly as I walked with the phone flashlight turned on. And that's when I heard it. This deep, low grunt. And it was close, too. Maybe 50 yards away. Too close, it felt like. It had this weight to it as well, like it was something big. My first thought, predictably enough, was a bear. But honestly, it didn't really sound like a bear. I've heard bears before. We have a lot of them.
It did sound like a bear. It sounded exactly like a bear. Animal science. I started my career on YouTube as an animal science communicator. And I know a lot about animals and listen to a lot of animal videos. Matter of fact, the only reason I don't have an animal channel instead of this is because animal videos are hard to monetize because all the footage that you find of wildlife is, it's done by professionals. Every now and then you can find some cruddy video done by somebody on vacation or something, but it's just too hard to do. So but I still watch them. I still watch animal videos. When I'm laying in my bed at night, having trouble falling asleep and I'm scrolling, I'll scroll through animal videos because that's what I love. And that definitely sounded like a bear to me.
Around here where I live, and yeah, this didn't sound like that. Okay guys, I'm getting out of here. I feel silly losing my nerve so quickly, but I heard a grunt, a deep, loud grunt in the forest over there a couple minutes ago. I remember standing there for a few seconds. My heart was pounding. I was starting to feel sweat bead on my forehead, even though it was a cool evening. Just waiting for something to happen, looking into the thick, dark woods with my feeble little phone flashlight, trying to see any sign of movement at all in the direction this grunt or growl had come from. But I couldn't see anything. Later, I would eventually go on to see a Bigfoot in that same area of woods.
Where? I'm guessing that it's this right here. He's claiming it's a Bigfoot. And I imagine the moss covering everything like this and making everything look furry and shaggy probably makes a lot of things in the in the background behind the foliage look like a furry animal. Like there's, like if you look at, oh, let me pull it up on my maps. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. I'm the map. Okay, here we go. Is this the place? No. Hold on. Here we go. Alright. Oh shoot, hold on. Gotta minimize this before it let me drag that over there. It's so picky and finicky, but I'm kind of glad it does. Alright, so... Where's the whole... I put a star on it, or heart on it, didn't I? Because this is like, no, St. Helens. That's not what I wanted. What I wanted... What are you? Nope. Not that either. It's supposed to be up here. I'm looking for a specific forest. But, I mean, they're talking about Vancouver Island. Let's go up there and look. 'Cause you get out here in the bush. Ooh, that's cool. Are they rafting? Oh, no, it's too narrow for rafting. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I bet this part up here is probably more rural. Ooh, that's cool. Look at that. Oh, wow. But I want to drop down in the forest. Okay, there. Let me just type it in. The whole rainforest. It's like one of my favorite places, and I want to go there someday. But let's look at it. Everything is awesome. Look how furry everything is. Can we get deeper in? Yeah, let's go way back in here. Look at this place. Isn't it magnificent? Yeah, and everything's covered with this green, shaggy moss. Everything. Look at that. And everything's gonna look like I can find like, oh, there's Bigfoot right there. There's Bigfoot too. Because everything is shaggy and furry, right? He's hiding everywhere. So I think that's a lot of responsible for a lot of Bigfoot sightings. And this is like not on Vancouver Island, but that's like it's like right across the what's this channel here? The Salish Sea, yeah. But like if you drop down on this side, like stuff's pretty similar. Well, you gotta get back into the forest though. There's much back and there's much exploration back into the wooded area. This might have a little bit. Let's see. Ooh, no, this is way up high in the mountains. Nice. What a beautiful view. But you can find some Sasquatches hiding down in here too. If you know how to look. If you know how to look, there's like you can find the Sasquatch. Here's a Sasquatch right here. Just to give you an idea. There's his head. The hairless part of his face. This one's got some fairly narrow shoulders for a Sasquatch, though. But we're not going to let that deter us from claiming that this is a Sasquatch.
In the light of day, the next day. But again, that's a different story. I've told it many times in other videos. This time, I want to focus on what I noticed in the footage from that night that I heard and filmed the grunting noise. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I was...
Especially knowing that you are not from this area and would not know if there was some weird back road that leads up to some ritzy cabin off the beaten path that only someone drives up there once in a blue moon and their lights flash in that spot when they turn around this curve at a certain time of night, or even, it's like you don't know the area well enough to make the claims. Now, if you want to tell me where you were camped at, right? If you want to break that down for us, we can go there and look at the roads and the layout and stuff. But I'm not Salish Sea.
Scrubbing through this clip, doing some research for another video, as a matter of fact, and this was pretty recently. And that's when I noticed this flash of reddish light, kind of circular and
starting to get a little hungry.
faint, but definitely noticeable. And weirdly, it came from the same direction that the grunt seemed like it came from. As I mentioned at the time, while all this was happening back on Vancouver Island, I didn't even notice the flash. I think I was actually looking down at that particular instant at my shoes or something. I was trying not to trip on all the foliage and roots and rocks around on the forest floor.
It could have been the flash. He was moving so fast you couldn't see him, but you could see the lightning that he leaves behind him.
But the camera caught what my eyes did.
Right there.
But
that is actually...
around on the forest floor, but the camera caught what my eyes didn't.
I think that's actually the Wally West flash, isn't it? That's Wally West.
There had to be a logical explanation, right? That's what I thought. And the first one that popped into my head was, it's just a lens flare. But here's the thing. I'm actually a professional videographer. It's literally my day job. And I've shot many videos before on the very iPhone 15 Pro Max that I was using that night. Believe it or not, I use my iPhone for a lot of professional shoots. The cameras on modern phones are just that good now, but that's kind of a side issue. The point is, I know what lens flares look like, and this wasn't one. What it was is a light source somewhere out there in the trees. Could it maybe have been a trail cam with its infrared light activating at the very moment I heard the sound? Possibly, but there's nothing at all in this particular patch of woods, at least on that side of the road. No cabins, no camps, no hunting lodges, no logging roads. It's just trees.
There can be trail cams in the middle of nowhere, though, brah. I mean, they could be literally in the middle of nowhere.
I actually went so far as reaching out to some of the locals from that area, trying to find out if there could possibly have been a trail cam set up there. But so far, no leads. And when you line that moment up, the flash, the sound, and the timing of it, with the dozens of reports from people who have seen lights and orbs in connection with Sasquatch, it becomes, for me at least, pretty hard to shrug off. Still, I'll be honest, even with all that, it wasn't enough to convince me that there's definitely something paranormal going on in connection with Bigfoot. Not yet. But that's what pushed me to start digging into stories from others. Similar accounts from credible people.
Like
people with a...
But the more you compile experiencing supernatural phenomena, the less I begin... I don't want to sound like I'm shaming anybody, because I have supernatural experiences too. But I just understand that they're psychological. So the more you have, the more they compile and compound together, the more experiences an individual claims to have had or reports, the more likely I am to assess that it's internal phenomena that they're experiencing within their own within their own experience of the world, and not something that exists objectively outside of their experience, right? Like if someone's seeing a lot of ghosts, hearing like haunted voices, feeling cold spots all the time, if they're seeing UFOs and orbs in the sky, I begin to suspect that maybe it's something going. Because, and again, I say this as someone who does experience this stuff, because I have several diagnoses that can lead to hallucinations, audible hallucinations, visual hallucinations, and just general paranoia makes you experience things different. Like if I'm having a panic attack, for instance, and I have regular panic attacks, and I'm like walking and it's dark. Anybody I see anything I see moving around me is a threat. Anybody I see at all, I'm worried that they're following me, right? Like I understand my own brain enough to make these kind of assessments, and I know how priming works because if I watch, like, let's say I watch a whole bunch of like ghost hunting videos and scary movies, like horror movies or something, and then I go for a hike in the woods at night, I'm going to be primed to be scared. My brain's going to be in that same anxiety state that I was talking about if I was having a panic attack. And I can like manufacture that by priming myself to experience anything like that. And if I see headlights from a road off in the distance flash across the forest in front of me before disappearing, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, what if that was something supernatural? I'm not going to rationalize it. I can rationalize it now outside of that framework. But within that framework, I'm going to experience that as potentially something supernatural just happened to me. And it feeds, it's like self-reciprocal because it feeds into the fact that justifies your feelings of anxiety. Because we like to think that, and we do have those responses are biological, right? That's your brain. We're wired that way through evolution to be like, to think the rustle in the grass is a tiger. Those are the ones that survived. The ones that didn't, the ones that were ignored the anxiety that they were feeling about something didn't often get a chance to pass on their genes. So we've inherited this sort of, well, it's the fight, flight, fight, flight, or fawn kind of response. And supernatural stuff almost exclusively triggers the flight response because most people don't think they can fight a ghost or that they can appease a ghost by fawning to it either. So most people who believe in ghosts would think that the best response is to run, and that's what your body tells you to do. Because over generations, we've primed ourselves as a species to react this way, and all animals do this to some extent. That's why decoys work. That's why a fake owl does, keep birds out of your barn. Because animals can experience like these psychological and sensory connections that might not actually be real and part of a real world experience. When we see this visually, we often call it pareidolia, which is like when you like see faces in the forest and stuff like that, like what this guy's bread and butter kind of is. Faces in the forest and stuff like that. It when it's audible, often it's EVP, right? Electronic voice phenomenon, things like that. So you can build a structure inside your mind to have these experiences. I can do it myself as a skeptic and non-believer in anything supernatural. I can prime my brain to feel like I'm having supernatural experiences and scare myself. Oh, Kristen, hey, babe. Didn't see you come in. Good to see ya. Anyway, continuing.
Solid head on their shoulders and no reason to lie or exaggerate. First on my list was one person who might just know the wilderness better than anyone else on Earth. Les Stroud's paranormal encounters. If descriptions of paranormal Sasquatch activity sound crazy to you, I do get it. But listen to this.
Who is Sexy Sniper Panda? Hello. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but welcome to the Hive. Good to see you. So I just rolling back through here, making sure I didn't miss anybody else while I was ranting. Bo, happy Turkey Day, Bo. He is preparing our dinner this evening, I believe. All right. If I missed anybody else, I'm sorry, but it's good to see ya.
Les Stroud, Survivor Man, right? A guy with a well-documented ability to live off the land and survive and think rationally. Believe it or not.
Now, remember what we just said about people who have those strong survivor instincts, right? What did I just explain about that? Les Stroud is not less susceptible to environmental pareidolia or interpretations of threats. He is more susceptible to that by his own admission of being a survivor man, which our survivor instinct is to be, about anything that might be a threat.
He's admitted on multiple occasions to experiencing things, likely in connection with Sasquatch, that he can't explain or chalk up to natural phenomena. Les doesn't spout off paranormal claims lightly either. After all, his job is to observe and think clearly and survive. But over the years, he's...
Okay, again, surviving does not necessarily entail thinking clearly. It's being... survival, the key to survival is being overly cautious. Could you cross that log over the river? Probably. But is it more cautious to travel downstream and look for a place where the water's shallow and you can just walk across? Definitely. Right? So being a survivor person makes you sometimes unnecessarily cautious. Right? The opposite end of the spectrum would be reckless. It's the cautious people that see things in the woods, see threats in the woods. When they hear a rustle in the grass, it's cautious. It's to think that it's Bigfoot or a ghost, right?
Talked about experiences where rational explanations just fell apart.
Oh, hey, John Hudson.
Separate.
Good to see you, babe. Good to see ya. Hoosier says, my favorite decoy are the plastic alligator heads that are used to keep geese out of ponds, right? Yeah, that's a great example. This guy was on the show Dead Man's Curse looking for Slumish lost gold, which is another myth. Am I saying that right? Slumish means raider in the native language. He was raiding miners during the gold rush. Oh, cool. That's not anything I'm not really familiar with. But that's very interesting.
Glowing lights.
For example, he spent time in...
Were they Bud Lights or Miller Lights? Perhaps they were Coors Lights. He doesn't explain in the video, so we'll never know.
Clem 2, a remote indigenous village, part of the Kitasoo Hay-Hays Nation territory on the west coast of British Columbia, Canada. A place where the existence of Sasquatch is widely accepted and many locals have had their own experiences. I actually traveled to Clem 2 myself last year and had some pretty hair-raising experiences of my own, let me tell you. But more about that later. For Les's part, he's described things like ape-like howls coming out of the middle of thick woods in the Alaskan...
Ape-like howls. Ape expert Les Stroud. Let's send those to Erica. Let's get copies of the howls that he obviously would have recorded, because he has a recording device. He's a social media person. Les Stroud. He's actually one of the earliest social media people. I remember him being blowing up on YouTube and stuff back in the day. I mean, I know he had his own show on was it Travel Channel or something, but he was one of the big social media stars. So he had recorded equipment, so he should have recordings of the howls. We can send them to our and maybe Erica, it's not the right person since she's more into looking at bones and stuff, but there are people who can assess animal howls. Hell, send them to me. I can probably look them through and find something that matches. But I'd love to hear them.
wilderness.
I'd love to hear
Howls that
them.
he knew for a fact didn't match any known animal. And if there's anyone qualified to make that call, it's Les Stroud.
How the fuck is Les Stroud qualified to make a decision on whether something's an ape howl? Make it make sense. Ugh. Why is my camera pointed up but it's so high again? I get like tilts back the longer I sit here. But I don't want to have like a whole bunch of negative space above me. I want to utilize all the space properly. I got like a new kind of like a whole rig over here set up for doing on location ghost hunting and stuff. I just need to get around to it at some point.
I should shut up. I just heard a whoop.
He's also talked about unseen presences in his camp. The feeling of being watched by invisible eyes, of shadows, of things moving just...
It's every holiday, every federal holiday is the honorary Saturday, and I'll try to do a live from the Hive. Maya, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you showing up for my premieres, too. And like I say, sometimes I'll be there for my premieres, and sometimes I won't. I have a lot of stuff going on that I'm trying to work through, so I'm not always available. But when I do find myself in a moment where I can participate, I will. I still want to keep doing the premieres because it gives people a place to hang out in the community in between lives or whatever. If I can have a little place where people can just chat in the side chat while they're waiting. So I appreciate y'all showing up. I know Kelly was there too. Thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah, it's always that's the main thing is I want to have a place where that's the only reason I do premieres. Otherwise, I just release videos. But doing premieres makes it so that like my friends can hang around and watch it too, or I can hang out and watch it. And John, yeah, I'm not into sports. I do like parades. I do, for the most part. I do like eating. I do like food, but I don't like sports, and I don't have my family anymore. Like, so it's kind of depressing for me. So there's just something to distract myself from. Yeah.
Out of his vision.
About 4 separate occasions, both of us could feel a presence. Feelings aren't facts, but they are real.
But honestly, those are on the tamer end of Les's experiences. He's also talked about telepathic impressions, the feeling of words or ideas.
This is what I'm here for. Maya, are you seeing this? Say psychic Sasquatch. Come on. And also, damn, I like this camera angle because, like, look at this. Oh, man. Take that, dysphoria. It's like punching my dysphoria right in the face when I look this good. Mm-hmm. But Maya, psychic Sasquatch, we need to do Bad Science Sunday, and we can do. This guy has tons of this stuff. Cabin in the Woods guy, like tons of it, tons of woo woo monster stuff. So if you want me to come on for another Bad Science Sunday soon, I will, and we'll hammer into some of this. Yeah.
Or pictures being pushed into his head, not by an audible voice. There wasn't anyone around in the wilderness to speak, for one thing, but inside his head. Les has also mentioned unexplained light anomalies, flares, glints, and orbs with no obvious...
Les Stroud is not immune from having pareidolia, visual hallucinations, or anything like that. He's just not. He's not immune. I gotta set up for games, going to lurk mode. Okay, Kristen, loves and kisses. I only like parades that let you shoot the floats with colored paintballs. That's kind of neat. I didn't know that they did that. I like confetti cannons too, and I know those are bad for the environment. I like balloons, and I know those are bad for the environment. Like, I don't like buy balloons. I would never do that. I did it when my kids were little before I knew how bad balloons were. That's kind of my thing about parade stuff too. Is a lot of that stuff is just like a big waste of plastic and resources, and that's just gonna like rot in a landfill. I mean, I know they reuse a lot of the floats and stuff, I guess, but, hello, Fabiano, Mr. John Fabiano in the house. Now I gotta go Hudson and Fabiano and Hudson, so I don't mix you guys up as Johns. I got a lot of Johns, don't you know? I'm a busy girl, and I get all the Johns up in my hive, if you know what I'm saying.
Natural explanation.
Two different, separate, glowing lights.
Les said in one interview, quote, "You can't plan for this kind of anomaly. 1 minute you're filming in pitch dark, everything's normal."
That's exactly what I'm saying, Dave. Exactly. Les admits that many of these visions he had were where he had no fresh water and hadn't eaten in a couple of days. Precisely. From the rooftop, shout it, yes. And this is exactly it. Excuse me, man, I'm losing my voice. Give me just a second. All right, I'm good. But yeah, like, having hallucinations and stuff like that, or going without sleep too, or not going with very little sleep. I remember the one time I drove from Western Illinois to Dallas, Texas. It was a 13-hour drive, and I drove straight through. By the time I was getting down to down crossing the Red River in that area, I was starting to have like shadow people hallucinations, so I had to pull over. It got bad. Now, Bree. Yeah, I have several Johns in my chat. It's just the truth. I don't know what you're talking about. Just figured out why I feel so crappy. Thursday is gender affirming care day. BRB. I need to take my testosterone shot. I need to take my estrogen today too. I actually put it on this day because I was doing the transpositions, and it was like it was fitting for me to do it on that day. Oh, I'm sorry you quit taking your hormones again. I don't know if it is some external forces causing that, Kristen, but hopefully you're able to get what you need to feel like yourself. Don't miss John Con 2026 for Johns, Jonathans, and John enthusiasts. Try the John simulator. It's John-tastic. You'll be John mazed. That's great. When is Dave Con, though? Actually, Dave Con was a real thing. Yeah, Dave Worley threw that.
And the next, something shifts. Something comes through.
Before he went full chud, but,
And even after decades in the wild, I don't know how to explain it. Now, full disclosure, Les has admitted to still being skeptical despite these experiences. And honestly, that's one of the things that, in my opinion, makes him so believable. But over time, things have happened to him that he couldn't just explain away. And let's remember, again, that this isn't just some flighty guy seeing faces in clouds. This is a guy who spent more days and nights surviving by his wits in the wilderness than almost anyone else alive.
This is a guy who hadn't eaten or had very little food and very little water and very little rest and very little sleep in the wilderness, having hallucinations. That's basic. That's pretty common. Maya, oh, thank you. What is our little guy doing? Aw. What a cutie. Thank you so much. Appreciate your super sticker.
So my takeaway? When someone like Les Stroud says he's seen things that shouldn't be there, then I sit up and take notice.
Hello, Logan.
Multiple times in his show, he's captured shapes that look remarkably like Bigfoot. Sometimes they even seem to move or blink.
Bro, it's a rock. It's just a rock. I see the pareidolia you're seeing with the grass crossing over it, creating all sorts of lines on it. So this piece of grass going across here makes a brow ridge. This one makes a forehead crease. This one makes a nose. There's two here that come together to make a cheek. And then this little the little hole in this tussock, I think is the right word for it, is the mouth. Member for 30 months. Oh my gosh, that's such a long time. Logan, oh my gosh. Much love. Thank you so much for being such a loyal follower. I really appreciate you. And happy Thanksgiving. Happy Squatchgiving. Happy Squatchgiving to you all. Sexy Sniper Panda, hello. Suffering from hunger and dehydration, and thinks what they're seeing has to be real. Why can't they comprehend these things lead to hallucinations? Precisely. Nailed it. Freaking nailed it. And why aren't those comments showing up in this one? I don't know.
But Les isn't the only one who claims to have experienced shockingly bizarre Bigfoot encounters. A Flash of Beauty channel. There's this YouTube channel called A Flash of Beauty.
Squatchgiving!
And if you watch my stuff and you're into the Bigfoot phenomenon in general, chances are you're familiar with this channel or have at least given it a passing glance. Honestly, it's one of the most grounded looks that I've ever seen at the woo-woo part of the Sasquatch phenomenon. No hype, no jump scares, just real people sitting down and sharing the very bizarre Bigfoot-related things that have happened to them.
This one was the scariest bitch I've ever seen. It come down out of the trees at us like a...
The scariest bitch I ever seen. I have uncles that look like this.
star. That's all I can think of. It was a big, bright star. Didn't blind us, but it was coming at us.
And most of them aren't career Bigfooters either. They're regular people. Loggers, farmers, truckers, cops, gardeners, you name it. Normal people who...
Oh my gosh, there's this holiday special or whatever on pre-rolls. I just wanted to say this. Here, I love living in New Mexico. Like they're $1 or $2 a piece or something, and they're, I don't know, somebody showed me that they got like they spent $20 and they had like a huge bag of pre-rolls. It was awesome. Anyway, Moonshiner, yeah. Oh goodness. Correction, scariest bitches, the J crew. Oh my gosh. If you don't watch Java and Jugs on Monday, you need to, because Monday we were talking about, well, we're talking about like the rise of white supremacy, basically, and Nazi rhetoric, and we got talking about Sydney Sweeney, and freaking the chat went nuts with like all these chuds losing their shit about it. Let me see. Oh, shoot. 10 gift memberships from Regios. Oh, my gosh. I love you, babe. Thank you so much. I love that you're here and that you're willing to to show some love to the Hive and give my friends some Bigfoot stompers so they can stomp their Bigfoot feet right through the side chat. I want to see Bigfoot stompers. If you've got a gift membership, I need you to stomp right now. Stomp right through. And let's give Lil's comment some love too. I want to see some thumbs up on that. Yeah, for J and W. But yeah, we had but what it was somebody called us. What was the term they used? It was so funny. I said, hey, we need to just change, like, something. The end part of it was libtard, which shows you how deep thinking the people popping in really were. Where is it? It's been a while ago. Goodness. I don't know. I know what did they call us? Libtards or queer? Something. It had Q's and L's and yeah. Oh, there it is. Radical Queer Libtards United. Yeah. So we're going to start a university and use that. We're going to use Radical Queer Libtard University where everything is just gender studies. Constant gender studies. Like no exceptions. Right? But let me shout out these gifts that were just dropped before I move on. So the Bat Mom got one. Go Bat Mom. Maya got one. Woot woot. My unfinished bong got one. BigZebra.com got their gift membership. We had one went to Robin Hood. That's Robin from Kentucky Atheist. Kristen got one. Oh, did more get dropped? Oh, goodness gracious. Guys, love you so much. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, Kristen got one. So Kristen can Bigfoot stomp now, too. Kids Love Satan got one. Mark Reed got one. Malay got one. And Arctic Fox got one. Sophia of Athens got one. And then we had Detroit Atheist Queen Kelly. Been a member for 1 month. Love spending my time with my internet family. We love you too, Kelly. Always happy to see you in the chat. Me and Kelly got to hang out over the summer for the whole weekend. We went on misadventures. Me and her and Ben went to the Asian market in Austin and had a freaking awesome day. We did all the stuff that you want to do when you're in one of those Asian marketplaces. We had exotic ice cream and food, and we went to the bookstore and looked at manga, and we went to the grocery store is always my favorite part because they have the coolest stuff there. But we had a great time. So thank you for being a member, and thank you so much for your patronage. Appreciate all of you. Oh my goodness. Did I get more? Oh, Kelly sent me gift memberships too. She sent me 5. So those went out to Leo Phileas, Dr. Kip Davis, Leonidas, the Susan Turpin. The sus? Why you sus, Susan? It's the first 3 letters of your name. Explain yourself. Ian Chen Official. Woo, woo, woo. Kelly, you got Kip. Hell yeah, we got Kip. Kip's in the Sasquatch family now. And there were some comments here I wanted to read too before I get too far. Where was I? All right. Was something in the middle of this. I was beginning to wonder if I was here. Yeah, I see you, Ninja. Ninjester. I see you. I don't know if anybody else can, though. Maybe I have special ghost vision and you're a ghost. I hope not. If you are, why are you haunting my YouTube channel? Come haunt me in real life. I need to get some evidence. Oh, look at the Sasquatch stompers, and we got spoitas. Yeah. Mega depth of thought is as deep as a teaspoon, and that's being generous. yeah, you know, I don't disagree with you there. Don't disagree. I thought y'all was out of Texas. Yeah, well, I'm in, so I was in West Texas, right? And I'm still very close. I'm in New Mexico now. Because when we no longer had to be in Texas anymore, because the person I'm living with was stationed was stationed in Texas. Well, we didn't have to be there by military requirements. We crossed the border, and now we're in New Mexico. And I thought I saw somebody say something about New Mexico earlier. I'm no expert, but I've studied a gender or two. Oh, yeah. That means you need a professor outfit now. How about a schoolgirl outfit? I think that's more my vibe. Personally, I'm more than happy if non-trans people ever talk about us again. I had a random in Call of Duty talking to me about HRT. Why do you know about HRT, sir, if you hate us? Because they take it too. The cis take it too. They just don't want to call it HRT. But they do. John Hudson just said he went and took his testosterone. Like most people, when they get into, by the time that they're in their 50s at least, there have been prescribed some form of hormone throughout their life, some sort of hormone treatment to replace hormones. I mean, a lot of people do. It varies on what they're taking it for. I've never been to a market. I've been to a flea market when I was a kid. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Detroit Atheist Queen says, I enjoy spending time with you as well. Hopefully I can see you this summer if that means I visit New Mexico 100%. I think by the upcoming summer we'll be moved to someplace else. We're looking at a few different places, and Michigan is one of the places. But I think Minnesota is where it's looking like right now. I don't know for sure, so don't take that at face value. Yeah. Detroit used to have a place called Gibraltar's, kind of like a huge warehouse flea market. Yep, and the irony being that us cisgendered people also accept gender-affirming care with things like hair loss supplements and testosterone-enhancing drugs. Yup. How can a person with so little depth go so deep in a rabbit hole? Let's see. Little of all trades. That's not to me. I'm an advocate for allowing trans people to speak for themselves. I'm tired of cis people thinking they can speak for something that they can never understand. I kind of feel that way about white people speaking for black people. There was a law recently passed in Pennsylvania, it was in the last few days, about discrimination by hair type, right? And you should have seen the white privilege blowing up in the side chat. I'm like, oh my gosh, and the people of color would actually come in and say, because it's not just, African Americans and just black people from America that have different hair textures. Depending on what group you're from, people from all areas of the globe can have different textures of hair that get socially discriminated against in a professional environment, especially because professional environments are set up by white men. So they passed that law. And people were losing the white privileged people were losing their shit about it. Like, oh, now I couldn't wear my long hippie hair, but blah blah blah. I was like talking about the Sign song and stupid shit like that. It's like, that's not what this is about. This is about cultural discrimination.
Live normal lives.
So it was great to see all the black voices in the comments, but like nobody was listening to them. It's kind of the same thing with trans people. If a trans person pops up in a commentary about gender critical nonsense, they're immediately just like dismissed.
Cops, gardeners, you name it. Normal people who live normal lives and aren't looking for the limelight. And you can see it in their eyes.
They sound super boring. I want to live an exciting life where Bigfoot and me like have a secret affair, right? Like for the forbidden forest. the liminal spaces between me and his squatch thighs.
The anxiety, the realness of the experiences they're describing.
And I looked at him and I said, "Are you afraid?" And he grabbed me and he said, "Yes."
Two men who had been driving together describe seeing this tall, upright, dark, ape-like figure crossing the road, and then watching while it suddenly shrank and changed color and transformed and then turned into light somehow.
There was this tall, bright orange. It was so hard to tell if this creature was made of fur, if it was emanating its own type of light source. Bright orange, an unnatural orange, an orange where the sun would hit it, but it...
Because orange does not exist, bro. Orange does not exist in the natural light spectrum. It's just dark brown, or light brown. It's just light brown. Orange isn't a real color. It's just light brown. Dude, when it comes to light, when it comes to pigment, that's a different story. Of course, pigment is light, but yes, it's because Sasquatch exists in a spectrum where orange light does exist. Doom, doom, doom.
It was still brighter than any other object around in the area.
And shortly after that, they said it teleported.
It almost kept extending its body, and then the rest of it followed with it.
Someone else on the channel describes orbs, floating lights that seem to react to it, like they were alive or something. Another man, a retired...
I love orbs that float around because orbs are dust, brah. Like, you want to be taken seriously, and like even in the paranormal investigation community, like even among the believers, if you want to be taken seriously, you've got to give up on the orbs. You have to give up on the orbs. Even the believers want you to give up on the orbs because we know what orbs are. They are dust. They are dust.
Cop describes hearing voices in his head, thoughts that definitely weren't his own. And then right after that, he sees this massive bipedal, ape-like figure moving through the trees. These aren't faint.
So, sorry I'm yelling. Was I really loud? Do I need to cap my mic? You're welcome to your relationship with Bigfoot. I'll have an intellectual relationship with Skynet. Actually, Mothman is the one I really want to have a relationship with. I just want Bigfoot as a side piece, right? If I'm feeling like I need a little fur, right? But I don't think Mothman is furry. I think Mothman feels velvety. I think he feels velvety and like soft, like velvet pillows. Yeah, okay, I need to calm down because this camera's angle is showing way too much for me to get too excited about Mothman.
Seekers. Check out the A Flash of Beauty Bigfoot Revealed channel and watch a few of their videos and you'll see what I mean. They're genuine people and they're describing things that a lot of times you get the sense they wish they could unsee. You can just...
Yeah, brighter than any other object in the area, including brighter than the observer. Ha ha. Yeah, well, I mean, was his headlights hitting something orange? Because I know they use orange reflectors. I wonder if when these people go to eat spaghetti, they pick their own mushrooms. You guys, yeah, it's being out in the woods and going days without eating or not hydrating properly. A lot of times these hunters they bring some alcohol with them, some usually hard liquor and no water. Like I've been hunting with these people before, right? I grew up in Missouri and I was raised to be a boy. So I've been out in the field with these guys, both adults and teenagers. And I know how they operate. I wonder if that's what I just read. Bro has a long neck. I didn't notice that, but I believe you. They're just dust in the wind. No, you're fine. Not too loud. Okay. And Jur will always tell me. Jur is like she's like my tech support. Like if I'm having issues on the stream. Give me Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, he's pretty hot. You're wearing your Mothman Cryptic Corner t-shirt? Oh, you rock. Yes.
Sense the honesty in their voices. Just confusion and sincerity, and in my view, underneath it all, something real. But stick with me, because as strange as this is, it definitely doesn't stop here. See, listening to people's accounts of paranormal Bigfoot activity is one thing, but seeing it is another. Barbara Shoup's cloaking footage. Barbara Shoup is a super nice, relatable, down-to...
Cloak Squatch. I forgot to post a link for the today's stream, so I'm going to post it up on... I got to put this stuff on social media. And I didn't put it on... I didn't put it up on Facebook. Can't believe I forgot. And then comment. There we go. Now it's up.
Earth type of woman who's been documenting Sasquatch activity in the same general area for years now. And one day, while filming out in the woods with some of her friends, she caught something. She's not even trying to specifically film anything special, just shooting a vlog. But then, just for a couple, specifically film anything special, just shooting a vlog. But then, just for a couple of seconds, there's this shimmering shape that moves through the trees. Not clear, and certainly not solid, but moves through the trees. Not clear, and there's this shimmering shape that moves through the trees. Not clear, there's this shimmering shape that moves through the trees.
It's not a shimmering shape, it's a small animal. Down here.
This shimmering shape that...
The shimmering you're seeing is the bad resolution. Everything's shimmering. What she captured, it's all pixelated. What she's captured is a small animal moving down through this area right here.
Moves through the trees.
Right there.
Not clear. And certain shimmering shape
right
that
here.
moves
Watch.
through the
Sitting
trees.
Right there. Boom.
Not
boom.
clear.
It's just a small animal. Holy shit.
Clear and certainly not solid, but definitely there. Almost like that cloaking effect from the movie Predator, like light being bent and distorted around something. Now, when I freeze this...
Squirrels can bend light, apparently. The David Schwimmering shape.
clip and zoom in on it and scrub through it frame by frame, it doesn't look like a heat distortion to me. And it doesn't look like a focus issue with the camera either. The shape seems to move with intention, just for this brief instant, and then it's gone. Barbara later talked about this incident and this footage on, you guessed it, the A Flash of Beauty Bigfoot Revealed YouTube channel, which, by the way...
Flash of Beauty Bigfoot Revealed YouTube channel. Flash of Beauty Bigfoot Revealed YouTube channel. So aren't you glad that my channel is simple? HIVESCI, Hive Sci. I've thought about changing it a million times because I don't do a lot of insect content. I'm still the queen fucking bee though, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm keeping it. Hive Sci is me. I am Hive Sci. If you see that on social media, it's talking about this bitch. Right?
Link to in the description, and I'll also link to Barbara Shoup's channel. But this shimmering, transparent being isn't the only...
Shoop-de-doop. Damn, he said it unironically as if it made I made the joke. Yeah. She filmed Predator. Should have ran to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. I can drop my voice pretty low for Arnold. If there's an OF link to that Squatch channel, maybe there should be.
Anomalous thing that Barbara's captured. She's got another clip too. A pair of glowing eyes shimmering in the woods. And she swears it wasn't reflection. These were self-illuminating eyes, quite unexplainable as a natural animal.
Self-illuminating eyes do not occur in the animal kingdom. Miss Shoop is no... I don't trust that she's an expert on that. eyes can pick up and reflect light from an angle where you can't even see the light coming in. And so many animals, pretty much all animals, have tapium lucidum, which is a layer over their eyes that causes it to reflect light, except for humans, which is funny because in the early 2000s when they first started making high definition digital cameras, there was a feature that they didn't account for where it did cause humans' eyes to, because our eyes do have a deeper layer that will reflect light back on that infraspectrum or whatever. So it made people look like they had glowing eyes, like red eyes. So there's a phenomenon in the late 90s and early 2000s with the influx of digital cameras where everybody thought there was demons, that their friends were possessed by demons, that the person at this concert that was caught on camera had demon eyes or whatever. All kinds of stupid stuff like that on the paranormal forums because of the way cameras were. I was just as bad at it. I'm like, you know what? I'm a werewolf because look at my eyes. I'm definitely a werewolf, right? And like, and the big pictures of me and my brother, and like, oh, look at our eyes glowing. We're werewolves, and people would just believe it. Like I wasn't as much into like debunking back then as I was into trolling people, but I've grown out of that since. I'm talking when I was a teenager.
And she's not the only one, by the way, to have experienced this sort of unexplainable Bigfoot-themed phenomenon. Reddit and everyday people. If you go online and search for this stuff, you'll basically find dozens of the same sort of stories essentially repeating from everyday people with nothing to gain by sharing. Reddit threads, camping forums, backcountry Facebook groups, people saying things like, I don't even believe in this stuff, but I can't explain what I saw. And a lot of these accounts...
That's how you start a good freaking Bigfoot story. And I'm just talking about like doing troll stuff and writing fake encounters and things like that. Yeah, I did that shit when I was a teenager. Like I know how people operate. So that's part of the reason why I'm so jaded too. It's like I was never able to find any proof of anything. I'd like get people let me come on their property and stuff to look for stuff. We'd have people hire us to come out and look for monsters on their property all over the tri-state area, such as Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa. Yeah, we even had a little witchy coven. Yeah, we called ourselves Nemo Investigations and stuff like that. It's Northeast Missouri.
Are surprisingly blunt. To me, they don't read like they're coming from flighty, whimsical people. Take this Reddit post, for instance, from a user called Indrid Thor.
I'm a flighty, whimsical person, and I'm not buying into this shit.
Who says, quote, I don't know if balls of light or orbs happen in conjunction with all sorts of phenomena, but I'm 100% certain it's at least connected to some degree to Sasquatch, even if it's just indirectly, like some sort of drone that is researching them. I and others have seen
There's that guy stepping off the log again. Oh, there's an orb.
too many times now on our lands for it not to be.
Where's the orb?
I have only ever encountered times now
that couldn't
on
be
our
light
lands for it
catching a
not
bird
to be.
flying by.
I have only ever encountered balls of light with Sasquatch encounters. At minimum, Sasquatch sounds are present at the same time. It's never just balls of light. It is a rare occurrence, though. The balls of light only happen perhaps in 10% of the encounters. Some that used to laugh at us like we were high or something have come back to apologize to us after finally seeing it for themselves with Sasquatches. Another witness shared that during a solo journey through Northern California...
Balls of light, solar flare, sundogs, orbs that are dust motes and water particles, insects flying by, the wings of a bird, the iridescent parts of a wings of a bird, catching some sun in a low light condition. All of these things can account for orb sightings. And of course, when it comes to Sasquatch, a lot of these like drone snapped footage and stuff that we're seeing these days in the year of our Lord 2025, all of these so-called Sasquatch sightings from above is just Paul out hiking, out hunting in the backwood, cousin Jed out in the holler. Yeah, it's not. There's natural explanations for it, especially these drone footage of Bigfoot walking. I swear to God, every one of them it's just a dude in bad lighting.
They had, quote, 2 separate encounters in 2 nights. On night 1, camped at a rocky quarry at Jedediah Smith State Park, they experienced a, quote, strange humming, very low and deep. So deep, they said, that it, quote, reverberated off the walls. After that came, quote, howling in the distance, and then something rather large, they said, moving across the river, while the usually friendly dogs were, quote, on edge and growling. They understandably retreated to their car, and that's when they said, quote, a rock hit my trunk, followed by 5 more. One chipped my windshield. After
That's classic Squatch behavior right there, throwing rocks. Yep. Because humans can't throw rocks like that. There couldn't be people up in there throwing rocks. It had to be giant hairy monsters, didn't it?
that, they fled to the nearest Walmart parking lot. But their story doesn't stop there, because as weird and unsettling as those experiences are, none of them exactly qualify as paranormal Sasquatch activity. But the next things that happened do. On night 2, near Willow Creek at Horsolinto Campground, this random man arrived.
Willow Creek. That's one of our spots, right? Willow Creek, we have that. Got to push this down so I can see. All right. Willow Creek. Do I still have the map over here? I do. All right. We can go to Willow Creek. That's down here in California. This is Willow Creek out here. That's Shasta. Yeah. Trinity Mountains, Bluff Creek. Thought I had Willow Creek. There it is, Willow Creek. It's just a little town in the southern portion of the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, which was considered the Pacific Northwest. Is from like basically like Vancouver, or actually some people would consider it all the way up to Alaska. But when what I think like Bigfoot, prime Bigfoot country is like from BC, Washington, Oregon, and just this portion of Northern California, right? Maybe down into here on the coast, but for the most part, it's just this section right here, just like north of the, what's this highway? My eye is more north of the 299. But Willow Creek right here. And this is where you're going to run into Squatch. Out here in these here woods. I guess I can't go down that road. Can I go down this road? Nope. End of the line. We can go back up this way though. Get an idea what we're looking at. So it's pretty heavily forested. Pretty montane too. Look at that. Look at the mountains. Bush Mountain Lookout. Y'all ever been to Bush Mountain Lookout? Here we go.
And asked if the place gave them, quote, the heebie-jeebies, and then abruptly left.
Oh, goodness. Like, as soon as I start up, he talks about a phenomena I have to explain. The heebie-jeebies, yeah, feeling like bad vibes, giving you like a level of discomfort or stuff. That's all priming, right? That's all priming yourself for it. Like, we want to justify that in our minds, though, as actually being something. So that comes up a lot.
At sunset, the witness, quote, locked eyes with a very large bipedal creature. It peered into my soul, they said. That's when they heard a voice inside their head. According to them, it said, quote, should you choose to stay here tonight, you are in imminent danger. And this was accompanied by what they described as, quote, an image of myself running.
Wow. So now I'm thinking like Sasquatch is talking like Beast from X-Men. Like he speaks all, you're in imminent danger. If you choose. And that's going to be my new ad for my adult stuff. If you choose to stay here tonight, you're in imminent danger. Would Cascadia include Northern California? Free Cascadia.
Through the forest in the dark, which they were particularly shocked by because they explained that they have aphantasia, which, if you didn't know, is the literal inability to voluntarily form images in your mind. At this point, the witness bolted, sharing that they were convinced, quote, the creature was not the danger, more like it was protecting me. But these long, detailed, singular accounts are not the only...
From Hexus. Hexus has been trapped inside a tree, right? It is voiced by Tim Curry, so...
sort of online paranormal Bigfoot reports you come across. You also get people posting online who seem to live this stuff season after season. For example, one person from northwestern Ontario, not far from my neck of the woods, had this to share. Quote, I have had Sabe experiences, seen glowing orbs multiple times. My wife has also had these experiences.
You want to see these glowing orbs?
Now,
then I think BugBot is dropping links for stuff like that.
you may disagree, and you're welcome to do so in the comments section, but to me, these people don't sound like they're spinning tales. In fact, more often than not, when you read these reports, these folks sound genuinely bothered, like they're trying.
Am I in danger of being eaten by a brie? She told me to become a ghost and to haunt her. Well, if you're going to be a ghost, you don't need all that meat, and I'm not letting that go to waste. So we're going to have a Thanksgiving feast, and your ghost is invited. I don't know what ghosts eat, though. I don't think ghosts eat anything. We used to joke about the factory being haunted. The other inspector had the same experience. What are we talking about? Hold on. Who had a ghost experience? Hey, is this, who is that? I didn't see that conversation. It tracks and Beast Like Your Dave. Lots of weird things take place in Walmart parking lots. Yeah. I used to work at I used to work at a very dusty factory in Q&A. Part of my job was to take pictures. If I used the flash in there would be orbs everywhere in the pic. Exactly. Oh my gosh, exactly. That's what I was like, because we did this ghost hunt at a old church, right? And when we jumped out, it was on this back on this old dirt road, right? When we jumped out and started snapping pictures with all had our flashes on and stuff. When we first pulled up, there were orbs everywhere. The whole thing was like a ghost party, right? But as we were there for more and more, for a longer and longer amount of time, less and less orbs were there, because the orbs were the dust that we stirred up when our vehicles pulled up. Not even kidding. Not even joking. Oh my gosh. Did everybody vote on the polls yet? Because we're going to do a different poll once this is over. This one has about 3 minutes left. 4 minutes. Yeah, about 4 minutes left. I'm going to take an intermission, go potty. I have no stop time today. I'm just going to keep going until I've done everything that I wanted to do. So, yeah. Okay, I might be crazy, but researching haunted plantations during Black History Month. Oh my gosh, I have one that we should do during Black History Month if you want to come on the show. and do one. It's one it's under a lake now, and it's supposed to be haunted, and it's a plantation, and allegedly there were slaves that were drowned in there too. But we'll look at it. I have it saved. I just wanted to. I literally wanted to save it for February. Yeah.
Trying to logic their way out of something that doesn't fit with our understanding of the world and how it works. Something they can't unsee or unexperience, even if they want to. Something that if I'm reading between the lines correctly, they'd more often than not rather just dismiss. Kind of like I did for the longest time, anytime I heard about anything paranormal in connection with Bigfoot. But logically, guys, I just can't do that anymore. Frankly, it makes me feel dishonest to ignore the less comfortable sides of the Bigfoot phenomenon. The bottom line for me is that when thousands of separate voices describe nearly identical things, flashing lights, sounds, telepathic impressions, dismissing it all as coincidence isn't science.
You don't have to dismiss it as coincidence. But you can say these people are experiencing the same phenomena, in fact. But you don't have to say that phenomena is Bigfoot, right? That's where the kind of the line is. They can experience the same phenomena, the same visual phenomena, the same psychological phenomena when they're in the wilderness with the big hairy man himself, and seeing orbs and light flashes and things like that. And they could be experiencing that, and we can examine that scientifically, independent of saying it was Bigfoot. This is kind of like, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it's aliens when there's no reason to say it was aliens.
It's avoidance. Why this can't all be coincidence. Now, skeptics always tend to jump to the same list when you start talking this way. Lens flares, camera glitches, pareidolia, hoaxes, or even hallucination. And for the record, I don't think that offering those explanations is a bad thing necessarily. After all, Occam's razor says that the simplest, non-supernatural explanation is likely the most plausible. So let's strip it all down for a minute. Show me a lens flare that appears in only a couple of frames at the exact instant of this bizarre audible growl in the background, in pitch dark woods, in the exact place that the growl seemed to come from. Show me the data that supports dozens of cameras glitching in the exact same way for different people across the continent.
I don't think it's a camera glitch. I think it's lights it's headlights of someone turning, so you only see it for a second, or maybe even coming up over a hill and just peeking up, so you just see it when it pops down.
Who, by the way, are describing the same sort of flashes of light. Give me any plausible reason at all why hundreds of people would continually come.
You're going to have to tell me who you are, because it doesn't tell me anymore. It gives us your @ I don't know how to fix it, but it's annoying. But they've been a member for 18 months. If there was enough light, I'd avoid using flash. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just to avoid having to deal with all the distortions and stuff that it causes. Absolutely. Sorry, and I'm not blaming you at all for that. It's YouTube being stupid and changing all of us to our names. But I'm at Hive Sci anyway, so it doesn't really matter for me. But it's frustrating for other people who want to have different display names.
Forward with these sort of stories, knowing full well that sharing them is almost certainly going to get them labeled as kooks by everyone, from strangers on the internet to their own families. Not a lot of incentive to come forward there. Unless, of course, what they experienced was real and they truly needed to get it off their chests.
Robert Madewell.
Conclusion and challenge.
Robert Madewell, thank you for joining, love. Thank you for sticking around for 18 months. You've been here for like a year and a half. That's crazy. Thank you. Oh my gosh, the consistent membership is so important. Because right now this is how I'm feeding myself. This is how I'm paying my bills. So thank you. Anything you can contribute.
So what do we do with all this? Honestly, I don't know. We've got credible professionals, lifelong researchers, and regular people all describing things that don't fit within biology, at least biology as we currently understand it. Whether it's physics we simply haven't grasped yet, or something truly otherworldly, it seems to me it's time to stop pretending that all this is just a myth. That said, I don't expect anyone to...
Cougars kind of sound like a woman screaming, is the way I understand it. Like, cougars actually sound like a lady yelling for help, is what I've been told.
Believe this stuff just because I say so. You're probably watching this channel because you see me as a rational voice in the world of Sasquatch research.
Actually, the opposite. You are the most irrational guy I could find about this stuff. Like, I don't think you're rational. No offense. I think that when your channel blew up, when you released that first Bigfoot threw a rock at my daughter video, that you kind of saw, this is what I'm going to do, and focused on that, which is fine. There's no problem with that, but I don't think that you're especially rational or level-headed about this stuff. And again, no offense. I'm not trying to come at you, bro. I'm just telling you how I see it.
And maybe I've even already lost you by talking about this stuff at all. But if that's the case, please just look for yourself at the patterns. Listen to the sincerity in these people's voices. And just maybe if you've experienced something, a light, an unexplained thought that wasn't your own, or even a non-paranormal.
Oh, can I just do that? Can I just be like, that unexplained thought is not my own, so not take any kind of accountability. I didn't do that. Sasquatch controlled my brain and made me do it.
Squatch encounter. Share it. Add to the body of evidence. Because for me, when I see those few frames of my nighttime Vancouver Island footage from last year, and that flash of light that I accidentally captured, along with the full-on Sasquatch sighting I had the next day, I can't help but think, not only are these things real, but there's a whole lot more to them than most people realize. A whole lot more. So, how far down this rabbit hole do you really want to go? Because for myself, I'm going all the way until I find the truth.
And if you want to find out what's down my rabbit hole, yeah. Anyway,
thank you so much for watching this video.
He's just gonna do his outro thing, but I'm not feeling that. So he's got lots more to cover too. This isn't the end of this guy is showing up in our feed. That's for sure. Now, after this, we're going to go through and we're going to look at some Bigfoot, some Bigfoot footage. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to take an intermission, though, and go potty. And I'll be back. Yeah, in the meantime, chat amongst yourself, and I'll figure out what I'm going to put up with the polls.
Buried beneath heavy layers of shell some 30 miles below the city, I'm almost certain, Mr. Clay found unmistakable evidence of a prehistoric race. Huge bones, similar in every respect to man's, were found embedded in thick layers of clamshells. As many as a score of skeletons were found intact. Every skeleton was fully 9 feet high. A skeleton 10 feet tall found in Humboldt Lake, Nevada. Buried beneath heavy layers of shell some 30 miles below the city, I'm almost certain. In Walkertown, Indiana, I just Googled it about an hour ago. Prehistoric race. Huge bones, similar in every respect to man's, were found embedded in thick layers of. There were giants in the earth in those days. Genesis chapter 6. Evolution believers, and by the way, you have to believe in evolution. You don't accept evolution, you believe it. Stop saying you accept it. You can only accept the truth. You have to believe something else, and evolution is a religion. They want you to think that man started off small, like a chimpanzee, and got bigger, better, stronger, smarter. Ancient man was probably much bigger and smarter than modern man. I hate to skip a whole hour's worth of stuff, but if you watch my video number 2, I'm going to skip that part about the canopy above of why they lived to be 900 and why they got to be so big. But in Italy, they found in a coal mine, they found a skeleton 11'6". How'd you like to have him on the basketball team? Okay, Herman, drop the ball in the hoop right there. Okay. A skeleton 9'8" was found in Brewersville, Indiana. Now, here's what the atheists do, and they're going to do that on my channel, I'm sure, tonight, okay? They're going to try to discredit each and every one of these giant finds. And some have been hoaxes. There have been hoaxes and frauds, no question. Your whole religion of evolution is a hoax and a fraud. The whole thing. But we all came from a rock 4.6 billion years ago. That whole thing's a fraud. But it's true, there have been a few frauds, but there's been a lot of research done on giants. You guys don't want to believe that because it goes against your religion. You want people to believe, oh, you started like a chimpanzee and we're getting bigger, better, stronger, smarter. When the truth is the opposite. There were giants in the earth in those days, like the Bible says. I interviewed Charles Hankley of Temecula, California. I don't know if his number is still good there. In the early 70s, he was vacationing in Virginia City, Nevada. He went to a small private museum where he saw 2 skeletons about 9 feet tall in a glass-covered pit. The owner found them in a cave. About 10 years later, he stopped to see the skeletons, but the owner told him someone from the government had taken them and would not return them. Buried beneath heavy layers of shell some 30 miles below the city, I'm almost certain it's Shreveport, Mr. Clay found unmistakable evidence of a prehistoric race. Huge bones, similar in every respect to man's, were found embedded in thick layers of clamshells. As many as a score of skeletons were found intact. Every skeleton was fully 9 feet high. A skeleton 10 feet tall found in Humboldt Lake, Nevada. In Walkertown, Indiana, I just Googled it about an hour ago, a group of amateur archaeologists opened a mound of 1925 and unearthed the skeletons of 8 giants ranging from 8 to 9 feet long. All were wearing heavy copper armor. Through the bungling of the diggers and the disinterest of the museum establishment, why would a museum not be interested in 9-foot skeletons? In 1616, Dutch explorers Jacob Lemire and William Stoughton described stumbling upon a pair of skeletons more than 9 feet tall. Patagonia means big feet. A skeleton 12 feet tall, found by soldiers in Lompoc, California, 1883. The remains were reburied due to objections by local Indians. Skeleton 12 feet tall, reported in many papers near Tucson, Arizona. The man had 6 toes, long hair, and a bird-shaped headdress. Two other, male and female, 9'4" and 8 foot. Others were 10 feet tall. Ohio giants from Scientific American. Now see, this is 1880, when Scientific American would go ahead and publish the truth about things they actually found. Now they hide anything that goes against the evolution religion. I bet you won't find any articles against Mormonism in the Mormon magazine. A woman reportedly 7 feet tall was found with an infant. Smithsonian has lots of information hidden in their basement about this. Lovelock Cave, Nevada, in Winnemucca, Nevada. Let's see, they found all kinds of giant stuff. There's a normal human thumb bone. There it is next to a giant human thumb bone. This replica is in our museum here, 47-inch femur. Joe Taylor made a casting. The guy had to be 16 feet tall. An Egyptian construction crew ran into a burial mound, found several burials of giant humans, some 16 feet tall. King Og in the Bible was 12 to 18 feet. We got the replica right here in our museum. That'd be a big fella. Large, non-petrified human jawbones in eastern Turkey. New York Giants, not the baseball team. In 1871, archaeological dig at Native American burial ground unearthed 200 giant skeletons, some measuring up to 9 feet tall. It was also estimated that the remains could have been up to 9,000 years old. I can fix that by 4,600, okay, when the flood came. At the time of the discovery, the remains were widely reported in the media, but today the remains have disappeared. Strange. One of the most famous giant footprints found was outside someplace in South Africa. It was found 100 years ago by a hunter. Locals named it the footprint of God. The print is 1.2 meters long. What would that be, over 4 feet? Well, one footprint. And the rest of the body was sized in proportion to the foot. The giant would stand about 24 to 27 feet tall. That's a pretty good sized footprint. 1912, a 4-foot long print was unearthed in South Africa that were dated over 200 million years old. You guys knock it off, okay? Whatever humanoid made the print would have had been about 27 feet tall.
There were some scientists trying to figure out the Sasquatch riddle. Then they figured out it was a missing link. In search of Sasquatch, there was a gas in search. Leonard Nimoy kicking out the jams. Ha! He captured imagination of people all around the globe. His name is Sasquatch, so I'm told. His legend's ancient in the ancient scribe of the Indian tribe, Apache tribe.
I'm muted, you can't hear me. I was muted and you couldn't hear me the whole time. That's all right. This is gonna be a long stream anyway. Yeah, I got it. I caught it. I didn't go that long with it being muted. The only one who beat me was Aunt Jur. Yeah, you're gonna have to be quicker, Spooky. You're gonna have to get good, bro. Get good, Spooky and John Fabiano. Native atheist. No, thank you all so much. Yeah, for letting me know I was muted. I appreciate every one of you. So much love for my hive out there. All right, we are back. We are back to... No, I wasn't talking over the video at all. I was letting it play. I probably could have read those cards, though. That's what I was thinking about doing, but like maybe pulling myself up on actual screen talking. I don't know, though. But... Don't be texting while driving. I will find out I'm muted other ways, John. You be safe. I need you to be safe. I need all of you to be safe and survive because you are the people who keep me going, right? You are my support network. I need you all, so take care of yourselves. No crashing. You're never quick. Is that bad? It depends on what you're doing. If you're just living your life, then like, no. It's not bad. But yeah, if you're in a foot race, then it's probably bad to not be quick. So now we're moving on. Oh, did I lose things? Uh-oh. Oh, no, it looks like we're still here. We're still live. I was worried that I lost you all for a second. We are going to go out and check out the channel Maximum Fear. Maximum Fear. This video just dropped. This is 1 day old. Real Bigfoot videos that are not AI. Not AI. These are real. Very real. Be afraid. All right. And this is brought to us by the channel Maximum Fear, which does Bigfoot videos, but other stuff too. You got your dog man, right? Everybody loves the dog man. There's lots of Bigfoot, lots of white Bigfoots, or maybe they're supposed to be on trail, like inverted coloration. I'm not sure. What's this dude? He looks pretty creepy. It happened on Halloween 4 weeks ago. Oh man, what is that? Definitely worth looking into. Got Ghost. What else we got? That's actually a real picture of a bear. Caught on a trail cam. We got some creepers and some crawlers and some dogmen and night walkers. Did he do the Fresno Nights? There's the Jersey Devil. Yeah, a lot of this stuff looks like it's AI generated, though. Like, a lot of it looks like it's AI generated. There's some gray aliens. We just covered those Saturday on Live from the Hive, so if you missed it, you got to go watch that. That was really fun and really good. Had a good time doing it. And the Hive, I think you all enjoyed it too, didn't you? Anyway, so they are going to... Oh, not you again. Yeah, this dude. With his zoomer hair. The cross earring. See what we got in the background. We got the rake. Hell yeah. Love the rake, Max. Is your name Max? Fake light switch. Is that a voodoo doll? Max Fear. That's a cool channel gimmick, though. And he's not as derpy looking as this picture makes him out to be. Alright. Now, you don't give me any audio trouble.
Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from Canada, Washington, and many other places. Very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. Also stay tuned for a special and crazy nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.
That's a jaguarundi, one of my favorite creatures to crawl across the face of this earth. They call them otterhead cats. How's the audio? Can you hear him? Is he doubled? Echo? Okay, so if I do... Tell me now.
So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best new Bigfoot clips.
Echoing fear. Tell me if that's better.
A new Bigfoot video has just come out, captivating the world. The video uploaded on September 2nd, 2025 was captured by a powered paraglider. He was paragliding in a remote, snowy, and very mountainous area. He loved flying in areas like this because it was very scenic, but also pretty challenging. But this time, as he flew right over the crest of a tall mountain, an unidentified life form is seen.
I'm gonna boost his audio a little bit. And then unidentified life form, it's a dude.
He spotted the creature from a distance and decided to fly over towards it to see what it was. He turned his camera on and filmed as he flew right above it. He slowed his footage down to give us a better look. As we
He's got an awful skinny upper arm. Like, this part of the arms is like so thin. Kind of makes it seem like it must be a CGI sort of thing, because even at this distance it looks super thin.
See, a dark, long-armed humanoid creature is walking forward atop the crest. The uploader states that its towering build, exaggerated arm length, and steady bipedal stride tells us it's something non-human.
Why is it non-human? I mean, it's not out of the question for someone's arm to be that skinny. My arms were that skinny for most of my life until I was like in my mid-30s. I was like a skinny little thing. But I mean, it could be somebody with skinny arms wearing like big gloves that have like elbow length gloves. But why they'd be walking atop this mountain ridge is, I don't know. I would think that this person was somehow involved with the people with the drone in some capacity, though.
Even though it has the similar build and overall look of a Bigfoot, some think it could even be something else. Some say it could be a giant.
A giant?
Although science has never,
like Kent Hovind talked about,
never confirmed a living giant human species, people still report stories or theories. Some claim isolated groups of tall, powerful humans live deep in mountain ranges, vast forests, or underground cave systems. These are usually tied...
You think it's AI? Who said it was AI? Robert Madewell. You think so? I don't know. I'm not... There's nothing about it that says it has to be AI. It could be. It definitely could be. But I don't think there's anything about it that says it couldn't just be a person. Like, that's the thing that stands out to me. Like, people say, oh, Bigfoot has, broad shoulders, broader than a human's shoulders. That's not what I'm seeing here. Right? It looks pretty, the entity, the creature, whatever you want to call it, the person, in my opinion, looks fairly thin and slender. And like they're wearing mountaineering clothes, but for whatever reason they got their head peaked up like that. But other than that, it just looks like a dude to me. It is so hard to tell. Like, I'm gonna trust Max about this when he says that it's none of these are AI, because I get sick of looking at AI cryptid videos. I'm not even joking. I get so tired of it. it gets so frustrating because back in the day, there used to be an effort and an art to it. I even tried to do it myself with cabinets, like poltergeist videos and stuff. And it's hard to do. It's hard to pull off. You have to jack around with the resolution on the videos a lot, and all that's stored in the history of the file. So, but you have to, with pull strings and stuff, it's really complicated.
To the Himalayas, remote areas of North America, and Pacific Islands. Throughout the 1800s and early 1900s, newspapers sometimes reported giant skeletons being dug up in mounds or old burial sites.
Oh, here we go. Giant
Some people
skeletons.
blend giant legends with cryptid lore, suggesting that creatures like Bigfoot or Yeti might represent surviving relics of an oversized ancient hominid population. So could this be what we're seeing here? A giant or Bigfoot, or maybe both? Regardless, the video is super interesting and scary, and the internet is freaking out about it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below.
I'm gonna take a selfie with you guys. Hold on. Let me do this. There you are. Or do you want to take a selfie with you guys over here? Now I can see my messy makeup. You know, my meds. Look at my meds. My meds starred in this picture. That's why I didn't get it lower. But, you know, I like thinking of you all more in this space over here anyway. Let's do this one. This way my pills aren't in the way. Which side of the screen is your chat on? No, it's on the inside screen. So let's swing around this way instead. There we go. Yeah, there. I got my picture with you guys.
Now this Bigfoot evidence comes from a while back, but it's very compelling. In 2005, a hiker on Silver Star Mountain, a rugged peak in southwest Washington, captured a set of photos that later became known as the Silver Star Bigfoot photos. These photos didn't explode onto the internet right away. They quietly circulated among hikers and Bigfoot researchers before gaining wider attention. But over time, they've become one of the more talked about mountain silhouette cases. The photographer wasn't out looking for anything unusual. They were simply enjoying a day in the mountains.
See, this is another one that why is that a Bigfoot, not just a guy? Why is that not just a guy? Explain it to me like I'm 5. Explain to me why this is a monster and not just a person. Like walking on a mountain ridge. I don't know why someone would be up walking on a mountain ridge. People love to be doing crazy shit like that, though. Like get up on the highest point of the mountains. Oh, this is important. I gotta tell you guys. So I'm in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's a big city. I'm not worried to tell people that, you know, what city I'm in. But the thing about Las Cruces, New Mexico is the mountains here. They're called the Organ Mountains. But they are the mountains that were, you know, in the Wizard of Oz, all the backgrounds are paintings. The painting behind the Wicked Witch in her castle is a painting of the mountains here. And I didn't know that when I first moved here, right? And when we first came here looking for a place to live, I was like, those mountains look so witchy. Why are those mountains so witchy? And I kept saying that, and I'm calling them the witchy mountains. And I said, I want to put my witchy castle up in those witchy mountains because that's where. And then I met a friend here, another doll that lives here in the city. And she just moved here a couple of years ago, and she's like, yeah, someone told me that those mountains are actually the mountains that were used for the painting in The Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, really? And I was like, that's interesting, because I called them, I thought they looked witchy and couldn't figure out why. And I went and looked it up, and that's true. I looked up the, it's inspired by or whatever, but you can trace the peaks if you look at pictures of them together. There's lots of posts of the mountains and then the mountains here side by side. Really cool piece of lore. I'm glad I moved here. There's also a place here called Permian Trackway Park, and it's got not dinosaur footprints, but from critters from before there were dinosaurs, creatures that were from before that time, right? Tell me that's not cool as hell. And I need to go see that too. And there's another thing, Billy the Kid's hideout. There's a hideout, a cave that they hid out in. Allegedly, I don't know. I haven't looked at the history or the historicity of the hideout yet, but I saw it pop up on my things to go see for people who like to do outdoor stuff. That popped up on there. So lots of cool things to get into. But there's mountains that you can go up on. There's hiking trails that lead up on top of the witchy mountains too. I may have to go. Samantha tried to take me out there, but it was closed for the evening or whatever. Excuse me, had the rumble strips. Like when you leave, you can't, they pop them up at a certain time of day. And if you try to go in there, it'll pop your tires. So I did take some pictures, but I was still pretty far away.
And taking landscape shots of the snowy ridges and valleys.
He's got skinny arms too. What's with these skinny arms Sasquatch? We all saw what Patty Gimlin looked like. Girl was thick. What's with all these skinny dude Sasquatches? Where's the big...
During that hike, they noticed a lone figure crossing an open stretch of snow far below. Because the mountain is remote and the snow was deep, the hikers snapped a few pictures out of curiosity. At the time, they assumed it was just another person hiking a different route.
Probably.
It wasn't until later, when zooming in, that they realized the figure looked odd. Bulky, upright, and appearing to move with long strides.
Nope.
The remoteness of the location and the extreme conditions created a mystery. Who or what would be out there with no snow gear, no backpack, and no obvious equipment? The images show a dark, human-shaped figure moving across a wide, snowy slope beneath a ridgeline. There's no visible trail and no other people appear in the scene.
Taking selfies to show on my advertisements. That's what I'm gonna start doing too. I'm like, sharing more pictures of myself and doing stuff on the channel. Right? It's like these people are up here hiking, walking along a snowy ridge, and they're like befuddled by someone else walking on a lower ridge. It's wild. Wild.
The figure looks thick-bodied with broad shoulders and long, even strides. Because of the distance, the shape is more of a silhouette than a detailed creature, but that silhouette is what made people take notice.
It's somebody in like heavy hiking gear though. You got like big bulky fluffy coat, insulated headgear, bulky, awkward, upright, walking funny. That might be me. It's clearly Dave. It's Dave. We have an actual
The Silver Star
confession.
Mountain photos remain unsolved. They aren't crystal clear, but they also aren't easily dismissed. The combination of natural beauty, mystery, and the lonely silhouettes has kept these images alive in Bigfoot discussions for nearly 2 decades. The following disturbing video comes from a couple in the woods. They were out hiking when they decided to venture deeper into an area they had never been to. They were allegedly miles deep when something caught their eye. A huge dark figure moving effortlessly through the thick vegetation.
And he's wearing a hiking bag too. Look at that. It definitely doesn't look like a Bigfoot. What the hell? I don't know what it was. Oh my gosh, let's watch that again. What? Like that first
Through the
frame.
thick vegetation.
The first frame, it looks like he's wearing a backpack, right? Like with a bedroll on it. But like people who spend a lot of time in the rainforest, and this is rainforest, right? People who spend a lot of time in or even just in the regular forest during the right times of year, cover themselves from head to toe so they don't get eaten by bugs, get poisonous plants on them, things like that. They cover themselves head to toe. So to me, this looks like a guy walking covered head to toe with a bedroll on his backpack and a bedroll. They're not easily dismissed. Is he sure? I know, right? Explain like you're 5 because I said so. Maya, did you I hope you caught the part where we talked about earlier with the psychic Sasquatch. That was epic. Oh. Why you all being all hidey and shit? I've been like, hello, fellow hiker. Looking like this, I'd say it like that too. I'd be like, hello, fellow hiker. And they'd be like, that goth girl sounds like Barney the dinosaur. Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be something that they would go and tell people about their experience when they were hiking. They'd be like, I was out hiking in the woods and there was a 6-foot goth girl that sounded like Barney the dinosaur. And they'd tell their kids about that years down the road. I'd be like a legend. Pretty awesome.
What makes this video even more compelling is it was taken before AI was even a thing. So there's no way this one is AI. But anyways, the couple freezes in films, not knowing what else to do. They whisper quietly.
But actually, what it looks like is, that the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, and it had Colin Farrell playing the Penguin. This looks like the Riddler from that movie. That's the Riddler from I don't know what that verse is called. It's Elseworld into the main DC timeline, but whatever it's called, that's the Riddler.
Be blown away by what they were seeing. The huge muscular creature continues pushing through the forest, but then it notices the hikers. It emits a low guttural growl. Then moments later, it charges right towards them, growling ferociously. The couple runs away, practically dropping their camera as they flee. It was never made known what exactly happened next after the video stopped. Were they successfully...
Y'all remember the Gable footage? We watched it a couple months ago when we did the werewolf coverage. Do you all remember that? If you don't, I can break it down again, or even find it's only like 30 seconds long. But it's this semi-famous Dogman footage, right? It was made famous on Monster Quest, which was a show in the early 2000s or mid 2000s. Regardless, yeah, it had to be mid 2000s. But the Dogman is a North American cryptid. It's like it looks like a werewolf, but it doesn't transform or anything. But it's just it just looks like that. Allegedly, I mean, it could transform for all we know, but I don't think it actually exists. So I digress. The most famous one is the Beast of Bray Road, which is the Gable film is sometimes labeled as the Beast of Bray Road. Neither here nor there. But it's this footage of it like crouched down, and the people turn the camera towards it, and it leaps forward, and it does this running on all fours, kind of like werewolf gait, like Wolfman kind of run on all fours towards the person holding the camera. As it gets closer, the person with the camera turns away, and then you see what appears to be like canine-like teeth getting all up on the camera, and it's in what, 8mm film or whatever, like old, like 60s style. The thing is that it was made, it was produced. There's other pieces of the footage too that involve like people finding bodies and stuff. It was like a film project that people put together. And they had the dog, like when they spin the camera away, they have a dog on set, a German Shepherd on set that came and like nuzzled the camera and got his teeth all up on the camera. With the person, when it was running, it was a person in a ghillie suit. But that's what this reminds me of. It was like just someone like keeping them in frame, keeping them shaky enough that you can't really make out what they're doing.
Hunted down by this creature, or did they make it away? Was the creature just trying to scare them, or was it really out for blood? All we know is this is some chilling up-close footage. Though it said Bigfoot attacks are uncommon in reported sightings, they are said to happen here and there. But just imagine being...
When you say Bigfoot attacks, are you talking about Bigfoot's attacking people? Or are you talking about like monster fucker girls attacking Bigfoot? Because they could both be considered Bigfoot attacks.
Hunted down by a predatory creature that isn't yet proven to exist, especially one that looks like this in the video. It would have to be one of the scariest feelings a human could ever endure. Now this might be the clearest Bigfoot footage to date. It was originally taken in July of 2023, but has kind of flown under the radar when it comes to other popular Bigfoot sightings. I don't think this one's getting the love it deserves, so I figured I'd show you all. First, I'll show you the original clip,
why does
and
it
then
keep flashing? Is that I know it's cutaways, but why is this lighting so unstable? Did you see that? Like, watch, it goes. It
for you, but has kind of flown under the radar when it comes to other popular Bigfoot sightings. I don't think this one's getting the love it deserves, so I figured I'd show you all. First, I'll show you the original.
Maybe he's got like one of those flicker bulbs. I wanted to use one of those for my Halloween show a couple years ago, and I got like a couple lamps and put them in there and everything. And they just aren't bright enough. They're too dim to actually like be caught on camera. If someone wants to buy and send me a new blacklight bulb, though, my main blacklight busted when it fell the other day with my mirror. It sits on top of my mirror and it busted, so I lost my main bulb. I still have the one that I've been putting on the bed over here, but to catch some of that, but it's not quite as luxurious as it is when I have this one going too. Especially, but more so for the stuff that you all can't even see, but for my own aesthetic. This is the world I want to live in, so if someone wants to splurge and get me a $3 blacklight bulb.
Clip, and then I'll slow the footage down and zoom in and give the whole backstory to you guys so you can really get the best look and the full effect. Check it out.
Okay. Okay.
The exact location was unlisted with this one, but the man who took the video states that he was deep on a forest path.
Where, though?
The path was reportedly surrounded by thick woods on either side, theoretically a perfect spot for a Bigfoot to hide out. The filmer says at first he thought it was a bear, and that's why he began filming.
When it turns...
As he filmed, and first he thought it was a bear, and that's why he began filming.
It
filmed and watched
like
it
Batman.
longer there, and that's why he began filming. But as he filmed and watched it longer, he realized it couldn't possibly be a bear. This thing is too humanoid and primate shaped.
It's moving like somebody in a suit.
It's hunched down in the brush shaped.
That's why I do that. You know the Batman, like especially the Michael Keaton Batman, he couldn't like turn his head. Yeah, I need to put that on my Amazon wish list. You're absolutely right, Aunt Jur. Absolutely right. He couldn't turn his head, so like he turned his full upper body when he spun around. It was like kind of a famous thing he did, and it was because of the structure of the suit. And the structure of this suit is also making it difficult for the wearer to turn their head. Watch.
It's hunched down in the brush. Then it stands up and walks away bipedal with human-like strides. Bears don't move like this and aren't shaped like this. It seems it was sitting there motionless, trying to remain unseen by the man. But then it realized it was already compromised, so it stood up and quickly headed for the forest. When we zoom in, its fur is flush to its frame, indicative of a real living creature, not a person in costume. Also, its frame is thick, bulky, and
the way it moves is indicative of a person in a costume, though, right? Am I wrong? Does the Hive agree with me on that? That the way that it turns its shoulders to start before it starts walking is very stiff, like it's wearing a costume with a head that attaches with the headpiece, the cowl that attaches to the shoulder piece, making it so that the turn is stiff.
Powerful. We can tell this thing is super muscular. It has the classic broad shoulders and domed head usually found in Sasquatch-type creatures. And also we can see when it turns to move, it swings its arm like a patty-style movement. So is this the clearest footage of Bigfoot ever? The sighting, story, and footage itself all seem really legit. The man was just trying to film what he thought was a very large bear, only to find out that it was likely Bigfoot himself.
So, since you mentioned Amazon, actually, this is what I was thinking when I saw this. Is one of these. Right? Where the person's actually down in here. So the head wouldn't move at all when the body turned. Alright, and they come in all different colors. This color actually kind of matches the one that we saw in the video, though. There's the Portland frog. Yeah, Portland frog. Woo! But there's other ones, too. There's other, like, styles and stuff. But this one doesn't look inflatable. Why was it on the inflatable list? That one just looks like a suit with... Yeah, that's not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about these ones. I'm definitely talking about these ones here. Yeah, there you go. Look at that one from behind. Even the position of the ears. Even the position of the ears. Where's the video at? Let's see.
And also we can see when it turns to move, it swings its arm like a patty-style movement. So is this the clearest footage?
See the position of the ears on that, and then look at the positions of the ears on this suit. Like ridiculously up high on the skull. Not something you usually see in apes. It'd take a lot of evolution towards something like that. There's the air intake. People spray pepper spray in too. You know, I don't know. Yeah, Hive agrees. Hive agrees.
We zoom in, its fur is flush to its frame, indicative of a real living creature, not a person in costume. Also, its frame is thick, bulky, and powerful. We can tell this thing is super muscular. It has the classic broad shoulders and domed head usually found in Sasquatch-type creatures.
What do you mean usually found in Sasquatch type creatures? What Sasquatch what Sasquatch type creatures have we found?
And also we can see when it turns to move, it swings its arm like a patty style movement. So is this the clearest footage of Bigfoot ever? The sighting, story, and footage itself all seem really legit. The man was just trying to film.
Is it a particularly nice day, Aunt Jer?
What he thought was a very large bear, only to find out that it was likely Bigfoot himself. Here is some new Bigfoot evidence taking the internet by storm. A lot of people say that they're not going to believe in Bigfoot until they find a body. Well, it seems a group of hikers may have found just that. The video is very clear and close up, giving us a very good look at the alleged being. Check it out.
Yeah, let's do.
Holy cow, it was like 8, 9 feet. Fucking huge.
The group is shocked as what seems to be a Bigfoot-like creature is lying motionless on the forest floor.
Where's his big dong at? You're gonna tell me that a Bigfoot is like, they just said 8 foot tall, but it's not, it doesn't got the, like, you know, not laying the hammer down.
Now to me, I can't lie, this looks like it could be a prop or a very well done costume. That was just my initial thought when I first saw the video.
I think it's a costume. Could be a prop, but I think it's a costume. It looks like these are real eyes with makeup on it behind the mask here. You can see where the mask ends and like the eyes begin. So to me, it looks like a costume. It's well blended. I'm not like throwing shade, but you'll always be able to pick up on stuff like that. That this is their eye. These are eye holes, right? And this person is wearing very white eye makeup underneath here. I think there probably are nose holes here too. I don't know. I think these teeth are part of the costume. I don't, but their mouth is probably behind there.
But a lot of viewers are loving this footage and believing that it really could be a dead Sasquatch. I mean, its body does look rather realistic.
Let's see them feet.
We can see some inconsistencies in its hair. Some spots are lighter, some are darker, some are longer, and some are shorter. We can also see its skin under it, where some of its fur gets patchy and thin.
So I think this is like the technique used here is like they get that unitard material, full suit on that, and then they thread like wig hair into it, and it, like just a variety of different lengths and colors and even textures, which do not mesh up with the curliness of the hair on the head. So it would have to have like a phenotypic mane if this was an actual animal.
These are very realistic traits commonly found in real wild animals. But there's something about its face that almost looks too human or cartoonish to me. Its eyes are closed, its face is wrinkly and covered in grayish leathery skin.
I mean, you had to notice the eye holes though, right? How'd you not notice the eye holes?
Now there also are a few other pieces of evidence just like this. Posts that show people coming across alleged cryptid corpses and showing us. But sadly, none of them have been 100% confirmed. But could this one here be real? I really don't know. I'll let you guys decide in the comments.
They gave him some. So where is the body now? The most valuable body to science may be ever found. They gave him some beef jerky, and he wandered off into the forest. He was just taking a nap, and he needed some protein, so they gave him a Slim Jim. Or Jack's Links? Oh no, I said Slim Jim, and it's a Jack's Links. They're gonna sue me. What we got here?
Bigfoot howls, one of the scariest things you could hear in the wild. People who have claimed to have Bigfoot howls, you guys decide in the comments. Bigfoot, none of them have been 100% confirmed. But could this one here be real? I really don't know. I'll let you guys decide in the comments.
It seems like one got cut out there.
Bigfoot howls, one of the scariest things you could hear in the wild. People who have claimed to have heard Bigfoot often describe its vocalizations as something that doesn't match any known animal. The most common reports talk about long, powerful howls that carry on for miles and have a strange, almost layered quality, like more than one sound blended into a single voice.
I had to stop because I thought I was over.
Well, that's exactly what these hikers heard this day. They were in this very dense Canadian forest, just walking around minding their own business, when strange noises began to erupt in the distance.
I'm gonna try it, whatever it is. This is like,
The noises come from pretty far away, so they're kind of hard to hear, so you have to listen closely.
It's not a howl.
Despite being so far away, they sound shockingly realistic though. We
Stop
hear a
putting your
mix of
music
deep
over
howls
top
and
of it and
higher
play the
pitched
sound.
screeches, something that Bigfoots are said to do.
No, play.
People often say these Bigfoot sounds feel too big to be human and too complex to be one of the typical forest animals. Sometimes the howl has a strange resonance, as if there's serious lung power behind it. What really makes these sounds memorable is the emotion people associate with them. Witnesses say the calls feel loud enough to vibrate the air.
You keep talking and don't play them.
Witnesses also say the sounds feel heavy, as if the creature is massive and intelligent, almost like a purposeful call instead of a random noise. And unsettling, because the sound doesn't cleanly match anything familiar. So did these hikers really hear a Bigfoot this?
I don't know. You talked through the whole thing and played music over it. It was annoying. I'm gonna go back and try listen again.
Sound blended into a single voice. Well, that's exactly what these hikers just walking around minding distance. The noises come from...
People can do that.
The noises come...
It's actually it sounds like a bird call echoing in some like a deep holler. I got to bring out my Missouri girl here again. Sounds like a bird echoing down through a deep foggy holler in the early morning. You can hear it. After it, there's a kind of sound that doesn't even sound like necessarily coming from an animal. It sounds like, it almost sounds like an industrial noise. That like something mechanical. If they're, you know, maybe a fracking operation, mining operation nearby, forestry operation, logging operation, anything like that, you know. I'm not gonna go listen to him talk about it again. It annoyed me. It annoyed me to no end that he sat there and talked over. He only played it that one like 30 seconds, and then played the video over and over again, but played music and talked over the whole thing instead.
And intelligent, almost like a purposeful call instead of a random noise. And unsettling, because the sound doesn't cleanly match anything familiar. So did these hikers really hear a Bigfoot this day? If they did, they were lucky to be at such a distance from it and from its territory, because who knows what could have happened next.
Well,
Let's go ahead and take a look at a mysterious Bigfoot photo that's been making the rounds for years. It's circulated throughout the internet for a while, but nobody can find a set conclusion. People who repost the photos say they can't find a backstory. And I tried to do some digging myself, but I couldn't find anything at all. However, the photo itself is compelling enough. Pictured is a brownish humanoid figure in the distance. It has broad shoulders and a lanky yet muscular build.
Why are you calling this video footage? The name of the video is Real Bigfoot Videos that are not AI. This is the still image. Of course, the last one was just an audio recording because there was nothing in the video that like was Bigfoot. Man, it's getting hard to leave the Baridium? Bardamidium. What are you trying to do to my tongue, John? Since I hooked up the hot water to the bidet. Yeah, oh, okay. Enjoy that warm bidet.
We can see it gets darker in the chest area, its midsection, and its facial area. Its head and face are completely void of any hair though, and it's bald. An odd feature for a Bigfoot to have. Like I always say though, Bigfoots are said to look different in many ways. It really depends on the region, the witness, and how close up it was seen.
Why would it depend on the witness? What a weird thing to say. Got to go. Wifey wants to watch movies together. Much love. Mwah. Yeah, much love. Thank you for dropping in.
The key detail about this one though that's telling experts it's not human is its arm length. They stretched down way too long.
Who are the experts? I am the expert here. Look, I don't know if you know who I am, but I am Hive. I am Bree McCune, the world's leading cryptozoologist. So, with that in mind, fully credentialed, I don't see anything non-human about these body proportions. I'm human, and that's about the right length for a human, right? Like my arm, from my hand when it's out to the side, is hanging about mid-thigh. Same as this one. I'm a human, right? I'm a human. Last time I checked, am I human? Y'all would tell me if I'm a cyborg, right? Like if I'm an AI or something. I don't want to find out I'm an AI because my programming sucks. And whoever's responsible for it, I want an explanation.
To be an ordinary human. Also, it's very tall. It's hard to estimate
How do you tell how tall it is? Oh, he's going to say that.
With this one from the angle the photo was taken and from how far away it was taken. But some say it could be anywhere from 7 foot to 9 foot, though it's unconfirmed.
Why couldn't it be 2 foot? Like there's nothing here that indicate. And I want to point this out right now because this has been added in post, right? The shadows don't work this way, right? See how this a person who doesn't know what they're doing, but not like doesn't know how to make something blend in with the natural shadows, would do something like this. Like you'd be like, okay, the underside of the arm would be not in the sun, so it would be darker. So it'd give darker undersides there, and we'll accentuate the chest with some shadowing too, even though that doesn't make any sense with the lighting conditions that we're in. Now, an argument could be made that we're looking at darker fur coloration, but I don't believe that that's what that's supposed to be. I really believe that it's supposed to be shadowing, right? So the shadows don't fall in any way. Especially what makes it really stand out is the shadowing on the inner thighs, because that punctuates. Yes, they're trying to define a darker area because it's not in the direct sunlight. But it doesn't correspond with the way that light enters into a forest like this. The way that it filters down, nothing. That's why he sticks out so much. That's why he pops out and looks so unnatural against that background. Right? That's my, again, world's leading cryptozoological opinion. So, take it or leave it.
Also, it would be nice to know the location of which it was taken. Judging by the trees and the surroundings though, I'd say it's a pretty safe guess to say that it was taken somewhere in North America. But if any more information comes out about this one, I'll be sure to let you all know. And if you know anything about this one that I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments. I just released some of the best Bigfoot merchandise of all time. From coffee mugs to stickers to all the clothing you could imagine. I present to you I Found Bigfoot. Everything comes in many different colors and sizes, so it's perfect for everyone. So if you love all things Bigfoot and you love what I do here on YouTube and want to support me, go ahead and grab some exclusive merchandise just in time for spooky season. All you have to do is scroll down below this video and you'll see my showcase of products and you can purchase them from there.
How is it in time for spooky season when this was released on November 26th?
Recording one day as an animal approached, a rare species. It's called the jaguarundi.
What does this have to do with? Oh, that's so cute.
The jaguarundi is one of the most unusual small wildcats in the Americas. And it often surprises people because it doesn't look like the typical spotted or striped cats we're used to. The jaguarundi is a sleek, low-bodied wildcat found from central Argentina all the way up through Mexico, and also in small pockets of the southern United States. It's part of the same family as cougars, but it's much smaller, about the size of a large house cat, though longer and more stretched out looking. Its appearance almost looks like a mix between a cat, an otter, and a weasel. Unlike many wildcats, it doesn't have spots or stripes as an adult. Instead, its fur comes in two main solid colors, a dark charcoal gray or a reddish brown or cinnamon color. Jaguarundis are daytime hunters, which is rare among cats. While many felines are
That's such a cute meow, isn't it?
nocturnal, the jaguarundi is most active during the morning and late afternoon. They mainly hunt small animals such as rodents, birds, reptiles, and sometimes insects.
You got any more Bigfoot for us?
Their long bodies
No?
help them slide through brush and chase prey in tight.
There's no more Bigfoot for us? I love a jaguarundi. We should do a Breeze Bestiary on it, but it's nothing to do with Bigfoot, which this is our Bigfoot thing. So, we're going to move on from this topic, or from this video. Now, okay. So we looked at Cabin in the Woods. We don't need that up anymore. We looked at some monkey costumes. Oh yeah, I was supposed to add the light bulb on here. Just want the bulb. I have a little flashlight like that. This is what I use on the, like I said, what I have on the bed and stuff right now. But I need a regular bulb like this one. Add to list. I probably shouldn't be showing you all this, but there. Added to list for a Hive wish list. Alright, we're done in there. Okay, we're done with you to Maximus Fear. If you want to watch more of this guy, though, here's his channel. Although he doesn't really need my promotion, he's doing pretty damn good. 131k subscribers. got like only 220 or 282 videos, but I mean that's a lot to go through. Like, and some of it's older stuff. We've already been over as I scroll through here and look, but you know, we might revisit this channel. Seems like it's been a fun time here. What do you guys think? Yeah, so it's been going about 3 years. Started off with ghost stories and disturbing things. I kind of like the gimmick of standing against like a pin board or pegboard or whatever with like Charlie Day shit behind you. I should get like a background like that. My Breeze Bestiary background's kind of like that, but it's more supposed to be like a Monster Hunter's study. All right. So the only thing I have left to do now, well, we have this. I don't know if I'm going to do this or not because we're getting kind of... Once you run 3 hours, like YouTube stops promoting the stream. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna at least do this part. So we're gonna learn to play this song. This is the song that was going at the beginning of the show. But I'm going to take another potty break, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes. So this one won't be nearly as long as the last one, but yeah, I'll be right back. All right, let's do this. All right, so looks like it's some scientists trying to figure out. Is there a way to play that it? It's just the chords. I don't have Apple Music. Yeah, didn't want to do the whole song. I get copyright struck. I'm honestly trying to just get the rhythm to it down right now without getting copyright struck. But there's nothing that'll let me play it. I guess I shouldn't be looking up chords if I want to hear it, because chords, they usually just show you the lyrics. I just want the rhythm. I can probably listen to it here without you guys hearing it, though. Yeah, it's just, so it's not even, like, that lady was putting more oomph on it. It's just, yeah, okay. Let's do that. So it's, there was some scientist. We'll try it without the singing first. Which F sharp do they want me to play there? Oh, the bar chord. Okay. So it's, let's do it this way. It goes. Into G. Or is it this G? Alright. There was some scientists trying to figure out the Sasquatch riddle. Then they figured out it was a missing link. There's like a little, I guess there's a little turnaround there that goes. Yeah. That's the B. Let me try that again. So, there was some scientists trying to figure out the Sasquatch riddle. Then they figured out it was a missing link. And it goes. I'm wondering if that, what it's calling an E here. Let me pull this up so y'all can see. What it's calling this E right here, it's like it's saying it's an E major. I don't think so. I think it's a E minor right there. So it's like that. Maybe. No minors allowed. Well, you could like it doesn't drop down enough to make a difference on the A. You're just doing that. So I think that's, I mean, when you listen to the song, that's what they're doing. The beginning of the song. But I did say something about showing you all my Sasquatch song. Alright, give me a second. I gotta switch guitars for this. So, my guitar, or my song was called Rogue Sasquatch. Let me see if I remember. Just remembered how to play it. Give me a minute. Rogue Sasquatch. That's how the vocals went. I do not have a Mothman song. There it is. I keep missing it. It's that same bend, because the same bend is. That's the deal. It's all that slopped together, but I can't really do it by myself for some reason. Mothman song? No, I don't have a Mothman song. No, this is, gotta keep in mind, this is also played on like a heavy distorted guitar, so it sounds a little more grungy. All right, I'm gonna call that a show. I'm gonna call it here. Like, my guitar playing totally wiped out the rest of the audience. So, yeah, that's where we're gonna end the show. Yeah, I'm pretty rusty. Someday I'll have a Mothman song though. Someday. All right. Let me put myself back. Here I was. So I play like grungy punky shit that a lot of people don't like. Which is fine. But I want you all to remember to be kind and take care and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Mwah. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your time with your family and the people you love. And yeah, I'll see you around.